Hello, everyone. We're here again. It's episode 115. Blooming heck. Every week I say it, and it just, yeah, I think 115 episodes. Wow, we
You're
haven't missed a week, have we? Apart from a
approaching
couple of times.
approaching your age, aren't we?
Yeah, at least, Here, lad. Oh, dear. Pension age, eh? It's
Yeah.
gone up.
I think it was 115 days ago. Yorkshire got electricity for the first time, wasn't it?
Yeah. We're still on coal, lad. We're on coal.
Down bit. Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyhow, let's. I'll do what I normally say, and you, whatever you want to say. What have you been watching? And if you
Whatever I want to say. Bloody hell. That's
Yeah.
open to sort of like.
Yeah, if you sometimes you have like say,
No,
oh,
No,
question,
I'm always thankful to be here. I'm always happy that Cy, David, Muckman, all of these people are in here. That they respect the fact that sometimes I have to go away and look after my mum, because I don't think other channels would accept that. They go, "What do you mean? He's gone off again? What's going on?" You know what I mean? I mean, I've been in chat rooms where they don't seem to be engaged with talking, even, and yet they're on every week or something. I mean, but that's the past. That's 2 years ago when I was doing all that stuff. And I was not just going on one. I was going on about 15, 3, 4, 5 different sort of like chat things, and everyone had a different audience. I was just saying that I noticed that some just didn't engage. I mean, I don't know what the hell was going on with that, because I was always appreciative of being on. But anyway, what have I been watching? Well, we're not far away now from the 31st of July where Spider-Man will be on, so I'm continuing watching the old Spider-Mans, and I've got to the second Andy Garfield one. So that's Amazing Spider-Man 2, which usually gets a bad rep. I suppose it's because, again, it's the one that they ended on and then rebooted. It's also the one that's got quite a few villains, and people were going, why bringing this many? It's that same argument. You don't need this many. It's ridiculous. And I certainly agree that you sort of dilute the story down when you've got too many to introduce. But I enjoyed my time with Amazing Spider-Man 2. I still think it's got one of the most killer, oh my god, can I watch this scene again, with the Gwen Stacy moment, which anybody who's watched it will know. That's a killer storyline in the comics. It's one that it got hate mail for the writer for 20 years. So you can imagine how that was going to be handled in a film was obviously something that would have been very tread lightly on. So I enjoyed my time watching that again. Now, there was a documentary on Sky Arts this week about I Am Raquel Welch. I was just going through some documentaries, because they had one last week, which was Rick Mayall's documentary, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I just kept an eye on it. And there's been a couple of documentaries that I thought, I wouldn't mind watching that. And what an interesting lady. But I didn't know really too much about her early career. Knowing sort of more about her older career. I mean, I obviously knew about 1 million years BC and the film that I watched this week, Fantastic Voyage, which is one of them, right? So, Fantastic Voyage, what a film. Loved it, always have done. It's even a ride at the Universal theme park when I went over to the States during my trips in the 1990s. I mean, it was a trip there. Going through the human body and going through the heart was, and that always takes me back to that film. But there was another film that I watched, and I was intrigued on because of the cast. So Raquel Welch was in it, but so was Jimmy Stewart, and so was Dean Martin.
And
it's called Bandolero.
That's right. Yes.
So I was intrigued by this, and I thought, "Do you know what? I'll have a look for that." And I quite liked it. I mean, it's obviously a late 60s, early 70s sort of like.
It's good, those westerns. They're quite good.
But she was really, really strong in it. That's the thing that came across. What a strong woman in a western, which you don't generally see from that era. So I was really glad that I saw it, to be quite honest. I mean, it's not going to win. It wasn't ever going to win any awards. I think the film she did after that was 100 Rifles.
Yeah,
which I'm intrigued to. Yeah. I have watched that once before, but I haven't watched it in years.
Yeah.
So I think I might watch 100 Rifles. Very shortly. One that I saw because it was bloody hot and I couldn't get to sleep was on Legend TV. It was the Bone Collector.
Oh,
I haven't seen that for a long time either, with Denzel Washington as that Paralympic cop, with Angelina Jolie being sort of like his eyes for this guy that sort of like kidnaps two wealthy sort of like people in a taxi, and sort of like kills the bloke but keeps the woman alive, and it's sort of like a race against time. But I like those types of films because it's all about the crime scene, and they're saying, oh, why is this happening, why is this hand sticking up like this, and why is the ring there, and why is the number 19 cropping up, and all of this sort of stuff. I quite like those. I do like those types of films. I get stuck in and go, oh, that was quite clever. Yeah, I didn't see that. You know what I mean? So that was good. And then because I wanted cheering up because it was bloody hot, I watched a Normal Wisdom film, The Early Bird.
Oh, I've got that.
Anybody knows me knows that The Early Bird is my favourite Normal Wisdom film. Normal Wisdom isn't for everybody. I totally get that. But the amount of things I know about that film, it's just weird. It's just the information that you get. You know, like the whole beginning scene with getting the cup of tea and waking up and going up the stairs and getting up in bed and all of that was done. It was done in a take, and it was like a ballet. It was taught like dance. And of course, I love the soundtrack to it as well. Every time somebody only has to mention The Early Bird, and I've got the tune going in my head. Yeah, because the whole intro scene is actually done to the music. Yeah, that's why it's like a dance. Yeah, you know, he goes down the stairs and goes, you know, and then the music just continues, and you know, till ultimately, you know, the boiler blows up. But anyway, it also reminds me of Ernie the Milkman. You know, because obviously there's a rival, isn't there? In the big milkman. You know, but it's obviously not the baker's van and all of this sort of stuff, but it is a rivalry, and I don't know, I just like it, and it's got those familiar faces. You know, you got the same blokes that are in it, that they're the antagonists of all Normal Wisdom films. You know, you know. So instead of the person being the general manager of a shop, in this one he's got a big stately home and a conservatory and all this stuff, you know. But Normal Wisdom again plays a vicar and all sorts of different things on a golf course. It's just chaotic, and it's just nice. It just makes me smile. Makes me smile. So that's pretty much what I watched, other than I've watched some things on TV, obviously. But the only thing that's come through in the post, nothing special, is the 15th anniversary of Super 8. Oh yeah. I've got that, but I haven't seen it for a long time. Yeah, it's a Spielberg kind of film, isn't it? It's Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I mean, I don't let that put you off. I remember when I saw it, I remember thinking it was all right. Yeah. I don't think it's a Spielberg classic, and it definitely isn't an Abrams classic. Sorry, the other way around. It's not an Abrams classic, and it definitely isn't a Steven Spielberg classic. But it's just watchable. You know, there's lots of kids and there's things going on, and you know, it's just an interesting story, I suppose. Really, and that's it. I've got nothing else to say, really. So I got everything out the way in 10 minutes. So over to 40 minutes of Tony
I was
York's
going to say,
Corner.
you haven't watched Sheep Detectives yet?
No, I need to watch it this week. But it's been one of those things where the football's been on.
Oh yeah, I know football. I mean, it's affected what I haven't watched as much. I don't think this week.
You know, I had to. I mean, I did actually sort of like watch semi of it in the early morning of Monday, but then I had to watch it again with my mum because she couldn't watch it. So I had to watch it again, and then you know, it's just been like that. You know, so I've had to watch things where I can, and that's one film where I really want to sit down and go, right, nothing's disturbing me. Watch. You know what I mean?
I just want you to enjoy that. Just see it as just put a smile on your face. That's what I want to see. I think that's what it does. I loved it for that reason. You know, we don't have to watch all doom and gloom and horror and you know stuff. Sometimes it's nice to have a change. Maybe that's a theme slightly this week of what I have watched.
Yeah, because I'm swear there's got to be a Tony York's Corner this week. Got to be a Tony York's Corner, hasn't there? Really?
Nothing Tony York this week.
Eh?
Nothing Tony York Corner yet.
You're joking me. I swear people are saying now, have you got to the end of his stuff now or what?
No.
Have you fell out with him? I know he's a complete git, but I mean, you don't want to do it slyly by not watching it over several weeks. You know, just say it to his face, "Oh, you little shitbag, I'm just not watching your crap." Right? So, until I get some more crap, I ain't watching no more crap. That's what you got to say, really, ain't you?
Yeah. So, okay. Let's go through what I've got here. I've only got 3 things, but here we are. That's how it has been. But the first one is an absolute classic, and this is one of my favorite films. I have to say, I absolutely love this film. I really should upgrade it. It's The Big Sleep.
Oh yeah,
from 1946, and it's directed by Howard Hawks. Yeah, that name. And wow, To Have and To Have Not is one of his favorite ones, 1944. And of course, Westerns, Rio Bravo, 1959, and El Dorado, 1966, and Rio Lobo. So he went into Westerns, but this is absolutely brilliant. It's got, of course, it's based on these Raymond Chandler sort of crime novels, which were sort of quite popular in that era, very much that sort of era. A 1939 novel it is based on. And of course, it's got, I mean, you just can't get more Hollywood than this, but yet so brilliant. You've got Bogart and Bacall. And honestly, this film, their relationship just shows right through. You know, sometimes you see films and the lead characters, you know, they're acting and you accept it. But this, the electricity between them, and they really are, you know, husband and wife. They really are. It's absolutely brilliant, and she's gorgeous as well. I have to say that. Lauren Bacall, this stage, absolutely gorgeous. And Bogey seems to have a cigarette. The whole room is still full of smoke. It will smell like ashtrays, but they smoke everywhere. But this is just a wonderful film. I can't help but love it. You know, it kind of has this sort of strange feel to it, really, because it starts off as this sort of blow. He's a general for some reason, and he's in this. He's sort of dying, really, and he's been blackmailed. He's got 2 daughters, and he's got the younger daughter who is, you know, high and getting into all sorts of trouble all the time. And then, of course, the older sister is Lauren Bacall's character, And so
Yeah.
it starts off as an investigation into why he's been blackmailed. But of course, from that, it develops a bigger story. And, in the end, you end up with a sort of criminal rackets going on. And yeah, you get obviously murder, bodies start to appear. It's brilliantly put together. I absolutely love this film, and I don't know why I should really have a Blu-ray copy of it because it is a fantastic film.
Is it a deserving of a Blu-ray? I mean, is the picture so bad on the DVD
Well,
one?
I wouldn't say it is. I wouldn't say it was that bad. It upscales quite well.
That's good.
But the only thing I'd love to have had some extras on it. There's no extras.
Yeah.
Scene, a documentary because it's such a classic film. It deserves to have people talking about it. It's always. I remember when I first saw this film, I thought, "Wow, this is a great film." It just stands out. It's one of my favorite films. Definitely, it's absolutely
been a long time since I've seen it. I'll tell you that. It must have been on telly as well.
Yeah, I really recommend it. I only think 1946 and brilliantly made film. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, I don't think it's the year that's the problem. I think it's just how often it turns up on TV. It's not necessarily something that I would probably pick up, you see, as a film until somebody says, "Oh, you really want to go back to that?" Because I watch Betty Davis films. Those go back. They go back before that.
You're in a treat. It's funny. I told you I'm in an Hollywood mood. We're gonna get there. I think that I love this, and apparently there was a sort of cut version of it for quite a long time, but in 1997, how they often discover extra bits, and they restored it. They did a full restoration in 1997 and added more to it. So this is one that I really should get more. It's just a film you can't help but love. For me, it is personally, and it's just got that feel, that black and white. It'd be no good in color. This is a film where you say black and white fits the era, fits the mood, the film noir as they call it. It's just brilliant. Now the next one is another film. I'm sure you've seen this one, and it's got two Hollywood giants. That's why I talk about Hollywood. It is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't say that on there, but this is a Spanish version because this was an early Blu-ray I got, and I couldn't at the time find a Blu-ray release. There is now. I've looked actually, but when I bought this, there was no Blu-ray release. So I've always liked this film. It's one of them I saw on the TV. I just absolutely was just riveted by the performances.
It was actually the picture I thought was incredibly sharp. What I saw on TV, it was blacks were black, white was white, and I was just going, "Wow, that's sharp!" Wow.
Yeah, it's been restored, and they've really done a good job. And this is, I don't know whether there's a 4K of it, but
this was mentioned as well on not mentioning other channels, but Blue Roy.
Oh yes.
He talked about this. Do you know, it was the first time I was thinking about actually leaving a comment for him.
Right? Yeah.
Because I said, well, if you really, really like this film, I have got no idea why you haven't watched the miniseries called Feuds.
Oh, yes.
Because I tell you what, Feuds might as well be the drama that's made around the making of this film. Because it's 4 episodes long, and you might as well just turn around and say it's the documentary that was behind this film.
It surprised me that they actually got through to make this film. But the one thing they both, even though they didn't get on, is they knew it was a good script.
Oh yeah,
and they knew it would be good for their careers, because I think both of them, this is 1962, were looking to up their careers again because they were fading out. But I mean, Joan Crawford would probably not have been. hardly known as much. Betty Davis, she needed to keep going. She was worried about the fact that she was an older woman, seen
Yeah.
as ugly because she was a beaut. She was a beautiful woman when she was
Although
young.
you say that, but she
Yeah.
always said that she didn't get the roles that she was supposed to because they didn't look at her as a beauty.
Yeah, but
It's only later on people have said,
yeah,
"Oh, Betty Davis was stunning,"
she
but
was.
she always went,
Yeah,
Nobody ever said that to
yeah,
my face, and people were always hiring, you know,
yeah. I think
others around me, you
yeah,
know,
I think that definitely reflects her personality.
because
Saying that
she always
about
thought it was
herself.
her talent that got her through
Yes. Oh yeah. And
over her looks.
I mean, in this, this is really it's a horror film. It's a
It
thriller and it's
is,
a horror
yeah,
film as well. And her performance, she plays a deranged character. Basically, she's totally deranged, um, and it's all about this sibling rivalry, which goes because she was a child star.
yeah,
And, she was adored, and her dad was special with her dad, whereas Joan Crawford's character Blanche wasn't, and she looks on. But when they get older, Blanche then becomes a big film star.
yeah,
That's the sort of basis of the story. And then of course she has the accident, or is it an accident? That's what
yeah.
is always. I like that bit where we discover what really happened. That's a nice twist at the end. But it's such a good film that they're in that confined room really a lot of the time, and they're able to bring these performances. I mean, we do get outside when she goes into town and all that, but
Yeah, it's going to the drugstore and all that sort of stuff.
the real action you see is these two legendary actresses giving great performances and putting their obviously distaste for each other aside to produce this film. But then when the cameras were rolling,
I think Joan Crawford needed this film more than Betty Davis did. I always did think that. Joan Crawford, if I remember rightly, she'd married a mogul who owned the Coca-Cola company, wasn't it, or Pepsi? Pepsi it was, wasn't it? Pepsi.
I think
to the point where the films that she was going on, she'd actually have a Pepsi dispensing machine for people for the crew to actually have to pay 25 cents to get a drink out of it to get her money, because she her husband had died and that's the only thing that was left to her or something, and she wasn't really well respected on the board, if I remember rightly. She was really on her downers, and so she really needed a hit. Betty Davis had to think about things in regards to how will this make me look, because I've always not thought of myself as being attractive, and now I'm going to have something on that makes me look downright ugly.
Yeah.
So is my past films going to be scrutinized again for in regards to me being ugly all the time? Because the people naturally think this is how I look, when actually it was a heavy set of white makeup that was put onto her to make her look really that old.
Yeah.
But Feuds. If anybody's watching this and wants a really entertaining drama that really comes across like a documentary, Feuds. I really recommend Feuds as something to watch. But that film is incredible. I haven't got it on Blu-ray. I have to say, I haven't got it on Blu-ray. I've got it. I think I've got that on DVD. I think.
Yeah, there is now one you could get it. You could easily get it on Blu-ray now.
Yeah,
probably get it for under a tenner. I think something like that.
I'll certainly have a look, because a tenner I can afford at the moment.
Yeah, but
it's 20 quid.
Yeah. It is because
that was the thing. I talked about The Bone Collector.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I thought, I wouldn't mind having that. And then when I looked, it's 20 quid.
Oh.
And it's only in America, and it's Kino Libre or whatever it is.
Kino Libre,
Kino Libre or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, why? It's a good film. Why is this one?
Yeah.
Why is this one out of print? And It's a good film.
Yeah,
I thought I'd be easily able to get it, but it seems
yeah,
like it's as hard as getting The Edge. You know what I mean?
yeah,
When I was getting The Edge and I was going, oh, all right, I've got the DVD of that, I'll have to get the Blu-ray. Finding out that only in America was it released, and you're going,
yeah.
why is this? Jesus. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, I think we've. Hopefully, if anybody hasn't seen this is a really
Then
good
you're
film to
mental,
watch.
because
Yeah.
you need to seriously go and what you need to seriously look at yourself and go, why have I put this off? That's all I've got to
It's
say.
a great film. It's Hollywood, really, really. Hollywood.
That film surprised me so much that I couldn't stop talking about it for a week when I first saw it.
I know. It's always. I remember when I first watched it. I saw it on TV.
It should be talked in the same way that people talk about Psycho, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and then you look now you look into it and you find the story behind the film, and it's just incredible.
Yeah.
There's only one more now. There's only three, and this one is a film that I really like for some reason. I'm never 100% sure why I like this film, but I just do absolutely love it, because it's not really perhaps typically a film that you might associate with me. In fact, there's no horror this week, really. I know that is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane you can call horror, but there's no sort of what people would say, oh, there's the horror stuff. But this one,
it's more psychological horror, really.
Yeah,
with
that's right. This one, you would say, is a comedy romance. So people are going, oh my God, what's up with him? And it's the debut of a very good actor as well. It is The Graduate.
Oh, wow.
1967. I've always, as soon as I saw this film, I just loved it. There was something about Dustin Hoffman's performance and Anne Bancroft is just absolutely amazing. Anne Bancroft, she dominates the film. Though, to be fair, Catherine Ross, she's a new actress. She's pretty good in it as a daughter, playing a daughter. But Anne Bancroft is, what can you say about her?
Do you think, Ian, I posed a question about a week or two ago and said, do you think that is one of those films that the soundtrack supersedes the actual film, or do you think the film, or do you think the film actually speaks on its own merits? It's just that every time I think of The Graduate, I can't get the soundtrack out of my head.
Yeah. No, I actually, it's a combination. I think.
You think I would say I'm with you. I think it's an equal measure thing. It's just that when a lot of people, I think, as soon as they mention The Graduate, before they even talk about the film, they talk about the soundtrack. Oh, Mrs. Robinson, what a great track, and all this, or Simon Garfunkel, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I agree.
Like when people talk about Watership Down, they instantly go Bright Eyes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Why? The animation's great, the story's great. It's a scary one for the kids. Yeah, the first thing you talk about is Bright Eyes. Why?
Yeah. I think it's a good point about that. The music is what people do remember. I think.
I mean, there are big long sequences of him driving in a car and listening, and you hear the music going along, and all this sort of stuff.
He happens to be playing Simon Garfunkel again. The lesser known tracks. They stuck some of these sort of lesser known ones in.
Yeah.
But Sound of Silence, of course, gets in. They had to put the Sound of Silence. In fact, that's the opening credit. It starts off with Sound of Silence when he's arriving in the aeroplane and coming home. We get the Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what a role for Dustin Hoffman to play in this early role. I mean, he's just brilliant. And it has that kind of something. It's a film that always intrigues me. And when I watch it again, I discover more about it. You realize how, like, for instance, the sex they're having, it's great at first. And
he starts off. I think he starts off as a very awkward, timid character that basically but basically, you see his character change during the film. That's
Yes,
what I think.
that's it. And he realizes, because like all young blokes and that, or sex and what have you, that in the end, if sex doesn't have any proper emotion or connection between them, it's not good. And he discovers that, doesn't he? He discovers that it's all just very mechanical to her, Mrs. Robinson. He might as well be just not bothering really hardly, because she's not connected at all, not connected at all to him. And I love that. I love it when they put the twist when she says that he's not allowed to go out with her daughter, and
not good enough and all that.
It's brilliant, because then he kind of it changes him, I think, as well. That but it's interesting, because I thought, well, nowadays they consider him as a stalker, because he goes following her. He goes up to her when they move away, goes to another place, doesn't he? Another where, and stays there. And he's following her around everywhere, seeing her. So I think in a modern day setting, they might have said, "Oh, it's a bit stalker," but this is 1960s. It's more innocent. And the other thing I think is interesting is that because it's a 1960s film, the actual sexual side, the nudity, is not very graphic at all. If this was in the 70s, there would have been a big change. In the 70s, it would have been a lot more graphic, because that's what happened.
Yeah,
this
the actual cover that you're holding up there, I'd say, is probably about the most titillating.
Yeah, and it's
snippet about the film, because that's what you're seeing, really, is her putting stockings on, whatever it is, silhouettes or far shots or whatever.
I remember as a young lad, sort of, 11 or 12, say, looking at this cover and thinking, "Oh, I bet that's a bit of a, sexual film." There's a lot going on there, because it's got a look, hasn't it? It's an iconic kind of cover, that. But yeah, this film it's one I come back to every so often. I don't know why, really. I just find it fascinating the way it is. It's just so good. The performances, you can't help but it's got a comedic side to it. Yeah, there is a bit of comedy, but then it becomes something else. It becomes quite serious drama. It becomes a serious drama.
It is.
So, yeah. So you've got that. And it's good to have a happy ending, in a way.
I think modern audiences, I think, sometimes should look back at some of these films, because I've got to seriously think a little bit here and go, I think people don't watch some of these films that we're talking about because they think they come from an era where it's boring. It takes an age for something to go on, or it starts off nowhere and ends nowhere, so why am I bothering, right? It's almost like you can't make a film unless there is a beginning, middle, and end, where it starts off exciting, in the middle is exciting, and at the end there's a conclusion. This could almost be the week in the life of a bloke, and that's it, right? And that's what, know what I mean, because it really is. He's coming home, he's sitting by the pool, with his mum and dad and all of this sort of stuff, and it's almost like the summer that I found out about what women are. It could be that, right?
Yeah.
If you watch this film and then you watch something like What Women Want, say, right, they're two totally different paced films. Both of them, pretty much nothing happens.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I would watch The Graduate over What Women Want.
Yeah.
Every time.
I do like the ending. You've got to love the ending when she's getting married. and he
Yeah,
drives up to the church, and
well, it's iconic, that, isn't it? I mean,
it's a great scene, isn't it? That absolutely great scene, and the look on Anne Bancroft's face. Wow,
yeah.
it's
But
fury.
if this hasn't made people listen to you, Ian, and
Yeah,
go, I'm going to go and watch The Graduate. And last week, in many ways, Jamie's request for recommendation of Midnight Cowboy.
yeah,
And I don't know
yeah. Midnight Cowboy.
what's wrong with people, because I tell you what, two stunning films
Yeah,
mentioned in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm talking standout. Oh my God, I'm thinking, have I got that in my collection? I'm going to go having a look and buy that.
Yeah,
That's the sort of thing I'm talking about here. Not the, oh, I'm interested, I might go and look for that at some point. I'm talking about at the end of this stream, I'm going to bloody see if I can order it. You know what I
mean? Yeah. I mean, I think at one time it was shown on TV, but I've not seen it on TV for ages. Not that I watched it live TV, but I suspect it's not on the TV as much.
No, I think it's been a year since I've seen it on TV.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, but it's one of those '60s films that it's just part of wonderful era of filmmaking, and the excitement about that is conveyed in this film. And Dustin Hoffman, he's made some great films, and this is where it began. Really, this is where it all began. Yeah, I love this. I think that's it. So, if anybody hasn't seen this, try and go and watch it.
Yeah, where you been?
Yeah, don't be put off by it coming under a comedy romance, because if I see that, I think, oh God, it's going to be pretty dire. But it's not. It's not at all. It would be now if they made some of these films nowadays. I don't think they'd be as good. This is again the time capsule kind of thing.
Yeah.
60s. I don't think they could do that nowadays.
On another note, because this has been brought up several times in the last couple of weeks, I finally saw that Gone with the Wind has got a pre-order.
Yeah.
Suddenly now that's gone up.
Yeah.
And I saw the price. It was like 60 quid.
Yeah.
For one collector's set. I went, 60 quid? Wow, they really do.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
God knows what it's going to be like. Yeah. I'm just going to go and check on my mum while you just start the comments off, because they're bound sure to be saying hello. So I might just get away with it.
It's very much of a different view, as I thought it might be. So
I'm just going to check on
my view of this film. But there we are. We always get it. Right, let me go right to the beginning here. And sorry, I'm just moving my fan. I've got a fan here, one of these tower fans. Yeah, that's it. It's all right. Guys, too much for this. Right, okay, so we'll go. Sai saying, evening gang. And then we've got David Marshall. Hello, David. It's that warm tonight. I had a pucker chicken vindaloo pie to cool me down. Ah, yes. Vindaloo, lovely. No, I'm not a fan, but yes, I get the irony there. Yeah. And then David says, hi, everyone. And then Sai says, hi, David. And then David says, hi, Sai. Warm you are. I don't think I can take another heat wave. Getting old. Bloody hell. You're old, mate. I know what you mean. I can't take this heat wave business. It's just, there's no let up. I just get worse and worse. And it's going to continue, isn't it? And probably over the years, it's, I don't know. It's just going to get worse, probably. I just don't do well. I don't do cold well, and I don't do heat waves like this. But I'm going to have to get used to it. Certainly, don't want to go out when it's like this. It just won't be good for me. I'll just be in a very bad state, I think. So just have to stay in more, like I do. But there we are. Um, so let's get on to the next question. Next one. Si says, it's warm in the northeast. I've got the fan on in sitting room. Bye, heck. Bye, heck. It's warm up there, lad. Aye. Well, of course. It's everywhere. It's getting warm. And then we've got, hey, Tony, good evening. Ian, Del, Si, and David. Thank you, Tony, for joining us. As always, thank you so much. And then David says, hi, Tony. And then Si says, Mr. York. And then David says, I watched, The Man from Laramie last week. I've heard of that one. I thought it was a brilliant Western. I've not seen that one, but I have heard of it. I think Tony knows a bit more about it. Let's have a look. He's never seen it. I'm wrong. I thought Tony had seen it. So I've never seen it, David. Heard of it. Although I enjoy both US and spaghetti westerns, there's a fair few classic American ones I've yet to see. I want to see more of westerns. I love the old classic American westerns. Definitely, they're my favorite. I think, and one of my favorites. Yeah, I absolutely love the old westerns. And then Tony says, "Oh yes, seen Bandolero on TV ages ago. I have 100 Rifles on Blu-ray. Very enjoyable. Yeah, I think I've got 100 Rifles on Blu-ray. And I may have Bandolero. I don't know. On DVD, not Blu-ray. DVD. Yeah, I think I may have those. I don't know. I've not seen them for ages. Yeah, I definitely think I've got 100 Rifles. I think I definitely have got that one. Yeah, sure I have. But yeah, I think they're good westerns. Very enjoyable from what I remember of seeing them. And then I double billed it Sunday with Big Country, Tony. Really entertaining, fantastic. Yeah, and that's another one I have to see, David. Yeah, wow, absolutely classic westerns. Always well worth, I think, investigating. I want to see a lot more, definitely. Now, this is response, I think, to Delboy. Got all the Norman Wisdom 50s, 60s comedies in a DVD box set. Yes. I think my favorite is On the Beat. Jerry Desmond usually played his foil as the rich guy or company boss. Do you know, I've got a box set, but I don't think On the Beat is in it. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I've got the DVD ones. Norman Wisdom is, again, it's of that era. It's sort of a one that people perhaps don't I don't know about or mention really. I think Delboy he sort of summed it up in many ways in talking about Norman Wisdom. It's sort of one of those eras that has sort of gone away, and then they're British as well. It's again, I'm always talking about British films, and it's another aspect of British films that perhaps has kind of been overshadowed, particularly in comedy, with the Carry On films. The Carry On films, I think people forget how important in terms of the effect on British humour film, humour. And Norman Wisdom of that era is just before all that.
If I remember rightly, most of the box sets, because I've got the box set as well that you're talking about, they didn't include all of the films, and I think it's because there is a sort of separate divide between his black and white colours. And I remember that the early bird wasn't in the box set, so I had to purposely look for that one.
Right.
I think what is it? The one that's set in a seaside town where it's about the press. Is it Stop the Presses? It could be that. I think that's not in it, and I know for a fact what's good for the goose is good for the gander is definitely not in any box set.
Yeah.
That I consider probably to be one of his last films that he ever did. And it's got Sally Geeson in that, hasn't it? From
oh yeah,
that's a really awkward film to watch sometimes.
Yeah,
because it's an old fella going to a conference and falling for two girls that could be his daughter, really.
Yeah, that was at the time.
You know, he sort of has a midlife crisis type thing.
Yeah,
and he dresses up in 60s hippie gear and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And his wife, who's stunningly good looking as well, she's dressed up in mini. She turns around and says, "I've got to act my age, really." And she goes to bed, and he's there going, "Oh yeah, we're going to have some rampant sex now." She's got a face mask on, stuff, as if that's middle class suburban life.
Yeah,
you know, a bit like Reginald Perrin type thing.
Yeah,
you know, it's that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting film to watch. Is good for the goose, good for the gander, but it's a hard watch.
I think another interesting aspect is him singing. Now,
he was in a lot of.
And the reason I look at it like that is because that era as well, there was this thing about like Tommy Steele singing in film. An early Cliff Richard singing in film.
Yeah, like little white bull with Tommy Steele and half a sixpence, isn't it?
It's all this.
Norman Wisdom's, if I remember rightly, his very first film was "Don't Laugh at Me, but because I'm a Fool."
Yeah,
is the song that he sang in that, and that became his main song that everybody remembers of Norman Wisdom.
Because the other interesting thing is he doesn't fit in with his singing into the sort of rock and roll era of as well. That's another important aspect. It's how the British films were behind the American films. We didn't really have that. They did do some sort of those eventually, of sort of aiming at teens with music and what have you.
Yeah,
but we didn't do that, did we? We had what you would consider an old-fashioned singer in Norman Wisdom. He would be considered, and I suppose Cliff Richard would be considered more modern, like trying to our equivalent of Elvis. Though that's how I say that's stretching it, but he would have been considered at the time. Oh, he's an Elvis kind of singer.
Yeah.
Like with "Move It," which is his first single. Cliff Richard, I think it's his first single, "Move It." So you've got that interesting idea again with music and how it's perceived in films. Because if you remember, Presley, he starts off as very rock and roll, and then he does all these terrible films. He does absolutely stacks of them where they get rid of that sort of rock and roll stuff.
Yeah, wasn't it a Western with "Love Me Tender"? Wasn't it? Was his first one? Then he did Jailhouse Rock or something.
They used to be on the TV, and I used to. I
believe he said that the film stunted his music career a lot.
Yeah, I think that's true because they knew that. That's why he made the comeback. You know, they rebranded him, didn't they? They got him to do this concert in late 60s. Yeah. I think it's late 60s. It could even be early. No, I think it is late 60s. Where I think it may even have been live on TV, but it sort of brought his career back.
Oh, his live special, he did a special, didn't he? A comeback special, wasn't it? 68, I think it was.
The rock and roll thing. And then of course from that he took off and then he ended up in Vegas. So
that's to do with that's to do with that Colonel, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Elvis could have been, I don't know, his career kind of could have been bigger. I feel
Well,
it could have had a better.
wasn't it explained? Wasn't it explained in that film? Something to do with the colonel didn't want to show his true credentials in regards to his nationality. He couldn't get a passport, so every time he was turning around and going, "Oh, I think I'm going to do a tour of Britain or something,"
Oh
he
yes,
couldn't go because
yeah.
he'd have to then show that he was not an American, whatever it was, something along those lines, isn't it?
Didn't he have a criminal record?
Yeah,
Colonel?
something along those lines.
I
And
think
so he did sort of deals behind the back, saying, "Oh, you're going to now do
he was a bit of a.
you're going to play at the International now in Vegas for the next 6 years or something," and tied
He
him
was
sort of like,
dodgy, to say the least. He was ripping him off, I think, wasn't it? It was.
oh, of course he was.
Absolutely.
Absolutely ripping him off.
Yeah, yeah. But I find the contrast with what was going on in our country quite interesting in terms of the films. How the representation of that era is very different, really, with the American and British films. It's the Beatles that changed the films with A Hard Day's Night. A Hard Day's Night changes everything with that kind of film, doesn't it? It's an important film, Hard Day's Night. But it's just an interesting era. And Norman Wisdom then, you see, would be considered just totally. It just passed him by, really. He was of that era and gone then. Things had changed and moved on. But do you remember the great thing to say about Norman Wisdom? He continued working right till he died, and he was wasn't he? He was still doing these performances because I remember him being interviewed, really late on, not long before he died, and he was still performing on stage at his age, and he was. Yeah,
I think I remember a lot of documentaries, and I remember the documentary about when his kids took his cars away and had to sell his house, and he went into a nursing home and all this sort of stuff, and the backlash from all of that. But there's a lot of documentaries that turn around and say what a hard life that guy had trying to get anywhere. Mm-hmm. I think there was one where he said he walked from Bristol to London.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Got walking along the hard shoulder of the motorway to actually get anywhere. And he did a lot of Palladium work. And I remember there was in the documentary they talked about this very serious character that he had to play in a hospital where he was dying or something.
Yeah.
Apparently there was hoo-has about you can't have Norman Wisdom play a role like that, and he said, "Oh no, give me a try," and all of that. I know later on he did Last of the Summer Wine, and he even turned up in Coronation Street as a runner or something. He was going to be doing a marathon, and he had his vest and pants on or something, running down the cobbled street. But it was nice that he could laugh at himself, I think, a little bit. Like
Actually, it's interesting that a lot of people ended up in Last of Summer Wine. Going back, didn't they? It's like it became a sort of an haven for them that they could come back in their older, past it days, if you want to put it like that.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Coronation Street's the same. I couldn't believe like John Gielgud or something would ever turn up or something. You had who did you have? You had famously you had Kenneth Cope. He turned up in Coronation Street as an old codger that was dying or something, being evicted from a house, if I remember right. Obviously, there's Norman Wisdom. You've had, there's a what's his name who played Gandalf? Ian McKellen.
Yeah, Ian McKellen.
I think he turned up as a rogue who was a writer or something, who was going out with Audrey or something.
It's
sponging off of him or something.
It's like ITV's Doctor Who, in that they all wanted to be on it, didn't they? And in it,
and this is an interesting thing that I found out a long time ago. Paul McCartney loved Crossroads so much.
Yes, yeah.
He actually did for a whole year the outro music that was done by Tony, which was done by Tony Hatch, if I remember right.
Venus and Mars album. It's on the Venus and Mars album at the end, isn't it? Right. Crossroads theme.
Yeah. And I must admit, it's a good. When you think about it, Crossroads is an awful show, right?
But yeah,
I don't care what anybody says.
Cult.
I remember watching it with my mother, going, "Why am I watching this about Benny and Miss Diane and all this shit?" Right?
Yeah.
Crap. But I always hummed the tune at the end.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those iconic. Oh my god, how can you have a tune that's as good as that in this crap?
Yeah. And Network have released lots of it, but not the full lot. So if you're a Crossroads fan, you can't complete the whole lot of them. Imagine having the complete Crossroads.
But I just remember.
Yeah.
And then you had the guy that I was so well known, I can't remember his name, ending up in Doctor Who in the Ambassadors of Death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was going, oh my god, you've gone from Crossroads to Doctor Who. You know what I mean? And I'll always remember that and go, what are you doing in this?
Well, there you are.
Shouldn't you have a phone to your head and trying to take a booking or something for the hotel or something? You know what I mean? Why are you suddenly a scientist with a NASA program?
See, Doctor Who had loads of people who wanted to be in it. You know, their agents, would accept. Oh, Doctor Who, quick, you're on it. They'll probably even before talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wanted to be in Doctor Who. I shouldn't think they're now as much though. But
if I remember rightly, Bonham Carter, she played Meg Mortimer in the drama about her life.
Oh right, yes, yeah, they did those dramas, didn't they? Noel Gordon.
Helena Bonham Carter played Noel Gordon in the drama of it for ITV.
Fascinating that one, yeah. Anyway, let's have a look.
It's nice talking. Something comes up about Noel Wisdom. Suddenly, we've had a 10-minute discussion, 15-minute discussion about it.
That's what I love. I love it. You never know where we're going. Both Blu-rays available on Amazon. Now, what is that in connection with David?
Is that what is earlier comment about what he bought? He bought them as part of the classic series for $9.99. I remember.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. Because I was looking at those westerns, Bandolero that Tony mentioned, 100 Rifles, both on Blu-ray. Well, I don't know. Anyhow, but yeah. And then Tony he's put his thumbs up there. No corner again, Tony says. Yeah, there was no Tony York corner this week. What's happening? The world is falling apart as you know it. It's all happening. But there we are.
Your yesterday's cornflakes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony.
And then we've got Southend. I went to see Supergirl at the weekend. I had fun with it. Nothing special, but it wasn't as bad. This is what I've been thinking, as it was made out to be. Go and make your own mind up. I think that's a good way.
That's the best way. We were all saying that last week.
And the way they've slagged it off, I thought to myself, I bet it's not as bad as some of these people.
Oh, so many people. This is the end of DC. It's bombed in its second week. It hasn't made the same money as the bad film Morbius and Eternals. Blah 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 blah
blah blah blah. Yeah, that's what you feel like saying.
But I'll mention it like I did last week. It all seems like it's let's celebrate failure. Oh, this is awful. Yeah. I'm going to put my stamp down by saying it's shit. Also, blah 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 blah.
It's like at least I think it's stopped now. But when Sony made that decision about the gaming thing, it brought out the end of physical media. Videos came out. They were a stack of them. The death knell of everything, and they overreact. I think YouTube overreacts to things. People feel they've got to be relevant. I think it's some channels who feel, oh, this is the latest news. They've got to be relevant. They've got to go and put out a video on it if something happens.
Oh, like I said, even this week. They've already started with the Doomsday is going to be the biggest flop in ever made, right? The Marvel
Oh,
film Doomsday, right?
oh yeah,
Because the script has been leaked. Nobody knows whether it's an early script or a late script, but they're all reading this and talking about this and saying that there just doesn't seem to be anything to you to latch on in regards to a character. And yet I keep going back and saying, yes, but it's got to wrap up this whole multiverse thing that failed from the very beginning. You can't help but have to close these rifts
yeah,
down or whatever
yeah.
it is, right? So you've got to have shit to close it off to move
End
into
the
the new.
multiverse. You've got to end it. You've got to end it, and this
Yeah.
is got to be ended. Yeah.
And unfortunately, they were trapped in their own success, because if you go down that route, you can't not go, have a film that ends it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that means it'll be a convoluted mess. But everybody's just turning around and saying all this film is ever going to be is a who's who have been in these films for the last 20 years. They've just brought them back as cameos and all this sort of stuff, and that's why it's going to be expensive, because each of these people coming in are going to all want $1 million, because it's their last film that they're going to be in, or something in the Marvel universe or whatever it is. And we can't get over how the hell has Robert Downey Jr., who portrayed Iron Man, now Doctor Doom. And I'm going, if you've been watching these things, it's a multiverse.
Yes.
He's from a different universe.
Yeah.
So what you were watching with Iron Man, of course it could have been somebody totally different, right? Who looks like him.
Yeah.
I mean, for many, many years, people you used to say that I look like Christopher Biggins. I ain't Christopher Biggins' son. I ain't Christopher. I'm not in a multiverse either. It's just people look like people. Do you know what I mean? I can't help it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like. So I just look at it and go, if you're going to make this a failure because you just don't like the multiverse, then you're not going to like the end film that closes that off.
Yeah.
Because you just don't like that story. And
but
that's
then
the problem.
At one time, people would have been saying, yeah, we know that. But it's like for the fans, it's like seeing them for the last time together, all these cameo appearances. And fans like that. That's always how fans... they think, yeah, it's nice to see so and so again, and it's farewell, and that's the last time. I don't see why people get all excited.
I think Marvel have learnt their lesson. When the first set of 3 phases went on, it was all about getting the Avengers up together.
Yeah.
And then the Avengers end, right?
Yeah.
And it was all supposed to be, the next phase was supposed to be a build up to new Avengers. But what they did was they built it around this, what's happening in another universe, and if they came into ours, and all of this sort of stuff, and who's controlling all of this, and the other big problem that came with it is that it came at a time where Disney wanted to have Marvel in their streaming service, and so they brought out these shows that tied in with them. Right now, it wasn't unusual to see a show that tied in with their films, because there was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I thought was a brilliant TV series. Actually, I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The trouble was, these series like WandaVision and all of this sort of stuff were nowhere near the quality of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's the problem. So, of course, not only were you getting hit and miss TV stuff, you were getting miss after miss after miss of the storyline that people didn't like. So you're trapped, because they built it around 3 phases, like they did the 3 phases of the Avengers.
Yeah.
That's like 7, 14, 21 films that they were committed to.
The problem is this sort of that you've got to see the TV episodes and series to understand some of the things that might be going on and reference the film, and that's a mistake, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a big mistake. It's like they're doing that with the Star Wars thing, aren't they? With Mandalorian, big success TV series. But not everybody has probably seen
Yeah, but the less said about how Disney do things, the better. Because to be quite honest,
a lot of people have got away from it.
yeah, to be quite
They're not
honest,
doing deals. How to ruin Doctor Who, Disney.
yeah.
That is
Oh wow, yeah.
Ruin it totally.
I mean, you know that sort of documentary that Mark Gatiss did, Adventures in Time and Space, which was the William Hartnell thing. What really pisses me off, is they did a fantastic thing in 2013 and did this series, and they had Matt Smith at the end.
Yes, yeah.
And then they go and revisit it and put Ncuti Gatwa at the end of the re-release in 2023, just because he'd come along as the Doctor, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine William Hartnell looking across to the left and seeing a black actor playing the Doctor? You can understand if Matt Smith was there. Oh, a young guy, look, with a big forehead, right? Yeah. What do you think William Hartnell would say? My Doctor's in good hands because I've just noticed there's this black actor over there called Ncuti Gatwa, look, who's gay.
And he's a gay.
That would not work.
Yeah. It was not
Keep it as it was. It was a 50th anniversary. Matt Smith was the Doctor. It worked. Yeah. Why change that end scene by putting in the latest Doctor as being?
Don't you think that's bad that past things they changed? They did it in Star Wars, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where to fit in with what they've already done. Why don't they just leave it? Why do they have to tamper things to make it look as if it fits in with new thing? Just leave it.
By the way, I've just thought the other film that I watched this week was Legend.
Oh, right.
This was the Tom Cruise Legend.
Yeah.
Right, the one with the Jerry Goldsmith and the Tangerine Dream score.
Yeah.
Jerry Goldsmith, I think, was the European one, and the Tangerine Dream was the American pressing.
Right.
I remember rightly. But anyway, I watched that this week as well. I really enjoyed that. Weird film for Tom Cruise to do.
Yeah.
Don't you think? In a sort of like a universe where there's unicorns and he's a pixie or elf type character.
It doesn't fit in the rest of his stuff, does it? Yeah, but there we are. Fair play for him, I suppose, to doing it. Right, we've got Si saying, Tony, have you fallen out with Ian? How many times a week has it been?
How many weeks has it been since you did a Tony York corner, they're saying?
Yeah, no, you haven't fallen out with it's just I haven't been doing it. But there are some, I think, still around. I haven't gone through.
Some? You've probably got about 3 boxes that you ain't even bloody put your nose in yet.
No. I have gone through a lot of them, though. But it's been a long time, I have gone through a lot of them. So I need to get the Big Sleep. I bought them. Oh, the Maltese Falcon on Blu-ray last week. There you are. That's a good one as well. So yeah, you'll like the Big Sleep. It'll complement seeing Bogey. They're different films, but you'll love Bogey. You can't help it. And then Lost Counts. I'm thinking they may be running out. Oh, I'm sure I can still dig some out. I will probably. I might read.
You've got 3 bloody great big boxes of them somewhere. You just haven't. You just can't be asked to get off that. I'll tell you what. I ain't seen you move from that sofa for the last about 10 weeks. Go out to the door or anything. You've just been sat back. I bet you there's 3 boxes behind that sofa. He only has to put his hand around the back, and he'd probably pull out 10 Tony York classics. Classics,
yeah. They are. And Tony says here, I have a handful of Bogart films, lesser known ones, apart from African Queen. Yeah, African Queen's a great film. And I've got that one.
Clint Eastwood remade that, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know. But
didn't he do one set on a boat, and he's a sort of like a big gamesman or something on a boat, and it was supposed to be around the African Queen.
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah. African Queen's a classic. It's a good one. A later Bogart, I think it's very much near end of his real film career. Very good though. And then here we are. Tony says Bette Davis is good alongside Michael Redgrave in Connecting Rooms. Not surprisingly about them having adjoining bed sits in a boarding house. That sounds interesting. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read. When I get into somebody like Betty Davis, I suddenly then go everywhere. I go on the internet. I look at documentaries. I find just about everything I can. Even the era when she was doing all Agatha Christie type stuff and all of this, you know, and her lead into going into TV, because her movie career was sort of like meandering a little bit. And then I've seen all the Parkinson interviews where she's smoking all the time and all of that while, you know. But yeah, I remember Connecting Rooms. I have seen that.
Yeah. No, Tony's noticed. But I did mention it says no Hammer this week, Ian. There will be next week, because I've already got another lot of Hammer films to begin on. I'm getting nearer the end though, but there is one set. You've probably one monster I haven't done yet, and there's a series of films to do them, and that'll be it, and possibly one or two more. But yeah, I'm definitely near the end of the Hammer. But I've been doing them a long time. All Hammer films I've been going through. But there is one more lot of series to do with Hammer. Right. No Hammer films, no Tony Hawk Corner. Has Ian been body snatched? Well, I could have been taken over. Yeah, this might not be me.
See, I've started a rumor now. That's it.
Yeah. This is invasion of the body snatchers could have happened. It could have happened. The pods. Where are the pods? Yeah. What's your favorite version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Is it the 78 one? Is it the original one?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Well, you know that was a question, wasn't it?
Yes. A few.
I answered it.
I know your 1978 one.
I said it's funny because each time I'm probably asked it, I will probably and ah, but it'll always be the first two films out of the four.
Yes, yeah.
Hate the Daniel Craig one.
Yeah,
don't think it's. I don't think there's much to talk about the military one. And the first two, absolutely. You know, the 70s one and the 50s one, absolutely brilliant. And I loved the black and white one for so long, but the ending that happens in the 70s film is just so iconic. It's a bit like I
agree on that.
It's a bit like trying to avoid the end of the Planet of the Apes as a spoiler.
Yeah,
the end of that film.
But maybe I prefer the original black and white one. Because it's in that sort of early 50s era, the more paranoia McCarthy era, but it offers you hope at the end, whereas there's no hope, is there, in the 78 one? There's not even a glimmer of hope, I don't think.
No. You see at the end of the 50s one, you see a lot of military vehicles going along the motorways to go out of this sleepy town and going into the cities with lots of pods on the backs of the trucks. But at the end of it's very personal. This is why I say that the second one is more. The first one's more paranoia. The second one is more isolation. And at the end, you know that if he's been taken over, then pretty much the world's doomed. That's what I mean? Really,
it's a bleaker ending. We've had it. It's too late. But in the original one, they can confine it, and they give you that.
You know that the main character is still his normal self.
Yes.
Even if everybody around him has been snatched.
Yeah.
But when you have the main character that's in the 70s film actually have been snatched himself, that's the end.
That's bleak. It's so bleak, isn't it? And a powerful ending. And I don't blame them for doing that because it's effective. And it is a very effective ending that people remember. But great films, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like something out of the X-Files.
Yeah, you not doing your Tony York's thing, or you've been body snatched. It's out the X-Files, this.
The X-Files. Oh, I could talk about the X-Files all day. I love the X-Files. As you know, I'm still plodding away with my reviews.
What is it now? Episodes? Is it season 6, episodes 17, 18, somewhere around?
I think I did not episode 19. Did I do last week?
Ah.
I'm recording it tomorrow.
I'm not far off then, am I?
I think it was 19 last week. But there's so much stuff to look forward to still in X-Files. But I always say it. I do mention it. I often do prefer the more standalone Monster of the Week stories.
Yeah.
Sometimes the conspiracy is good, but sometimes it's like they were dragging it out, the conspiracy, and they need to move it on.
What was it? Was it season 9 or 10 that it all changed? 9, 8, 9?
They came back, didn't they? Number 11, they came back. And then 9 and 10, he left. Didn't he?
Yeah. So in other words, if you're at the end of season 6 and it's 9 where you're still in the height of X-Files.
Yeah, I know. I am. I'm looking forward to season 7. Season 7's going to go, and they do, because it's so successful. They give him sometimes episodes where they go away. Like you'll get an episode where there's not much Gillian Anderson or there's not much David McCartney. A, they go on holiday, or B, they're doing other things. They became in demand. That's how it goes. We forget that sometimes these series, and it's same with Doctor Who, wasn't it, in the olden days, that they had to have the yearly holiday, and if they're in production for a long time, they're entitled to holidays. So off they go, and the writers have to do stories without those characters in. Or what they do is just record a little bit right at the beginning, and then they disappear then for the rest of the episode and go off. And then here he has Jamie, Muckman Movies. Good evening, Peter and Dudley. Oh,
Pete and Doug.
Yeah, Pete and Doug.
I will say I don't think I look very good in a flat cap. I will say that. And I could probably sing the goodbye song. That's just about.
That's taking us back a bit, though, isn't it? God, Pete.
Dudley Moore, though. Well,
yeah.
It's a shame about Pete, I have to say. But
yeah.
Dudley Moore was a force of nature a little bit.
Yeah, and very talented, wasn't he?
The piano, him playing. He was part of a jazz trio on his piano, wasn't he? It was the Dudley Moore Orchestra.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
We used to see him on Parkinson, didn't he? He'd go on Parkinson, do his interview, and then do his piano playing.
Well, I remember when he sang when Arthur came out and Christopher Cross was singing the Arthur theme.
Oh yeah.
Right. He's actually, you can see him in the background playing the piano.
Yeah.
I mean, he really was a good pianist. He was.
He was. Right. So we've got Tony saying evening, Jamie, and Si saying hi, Jamie, and then laugh out loud. Here we go. And I said, didn't I, before? Laugh out loud. I rewatched The Graduate last week before I did my top 10 60s films. Yes, we know you're not going to like it. Jamie, have you seen The Furious? He's online now. Oh, this Furious.
Remember, he was talking last week about the film The Furious.
Yeah. And then evening, Tony sign, and then James says, yeah, I've heard it's gone into streaming side. And then David Marshall says, Thanks for the recommendations, Ian. Just bought The Big Sleep and Murder My
My
Sweet
Sweet.
on Warner Archive. Cheap. No, that is good. You've done well.
I like
$9.99.
these Warner Archive films. I think they're
Yeah,
quite nice.
brilliant value, and I'm sure you will definitely enjoy The Big Sleep. I'm sure you will, David. You appreciate that, and you'll like that. Brilliant. Um, happy viewing with that. And Tony says, never heard of Murder My Sweet, David. Is it a noir? And then Muckman says, I personally think, here we are, it's a bit far fetched having very attractive women throwing themselves at Dustin Hoffman's vertically challenged, naive, and socially awkward Ben Braddock. Well, I can't.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I think, with this, that Anne Bancroft's character was all about spicing up her life, wasn't it? She was fed up with her husband. I don't think it mattered what he looked like. It was all about getting caught and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And, some women might have not have found it attractive being
I can't remember who played her husband, Anne Bancroft's husband, in that film.
Oh,
it was a famous actor, but I can't think who it was. But he weren't exactly good looking.
No.
Because he came in, didn't he, to see him?
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, come and have a drink with me and have a whiskey and all of this sort of stuff." And I remember there's a conversation between the two.
Yeah. He may have been vertically challenged, but he's been in some really good films.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Some great films.
For years and years and years, I loved The Marathon Man.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah. I mean, Olivier, imagine you got Olivier in a film with Dustin Hoffman and torturing that famous scene, of course, is the dentist business.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many people stopped going to the dentist after watching that film?
Oh, it's a great film. Vertically challenged. By heck, lad. No, I really like The Graduate, though.
Yeah.
Glad.
Have you read the book?
No, I haven't. No,
I've never read the book, so I haven't got a clue how accurate it is.
No, it could well be different. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad you do like The Graduate. And then Film Noir, Tony, good reviews. I bought that's the one that you just bought, the bogey one. I bought that on impulse with The Big Sleep. Brilliant. I think you'll. If it's all in that sort of era, I think you'll enjoy it. Brilliant. I'll have a look. He enjoys noir. But I'm doing my research for a top 50s video. Oh, right. I've watched Ikuru. Oh, yeah. Winchester 73. Oh, I love Winchester 73. I mentioned that. In one of my things I talked
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Bridge on the River Kwai. Everybody knows that one. Alec Guinness. And Witness for the Prosecution this week. Well, we're looking forward to your top 10 50s video. There are a few probably coming out. I saw one today. Was it Stuart George or Blue Roy? I don't know. One of them did one. It could have been. I don't know. Yeah. I did watch one. Yeah. So
if nobody's guessed, this is Jamie's marketing advertising for his channel,
for his new video.
And you could catch him on his own channel every week for fantastic hauls for. Blu-ray and 4K hauls each week, plus his top 10s. Please go over there and subscribe to the bastard. I mean, to Jamie. It's a fantastic watch.
He has a good channel. It's a read grand channel. Even though all those books, he's got stacks and stacks of bookcases full of these videos. I mean, not videos.
Yeah, it's definitely worth finding out where he lives because apparently he's now diminished his film collection so that there isn't one below IMDb rating of 5. So that means only quality is on his shelves now. So go and find out where it is and then start nicking stuff. But do take a big van because apparently they're bloody heavy.
Yeah, those steel books.
Because they're all steel books.
Oh dear. Witness for the prosecution is brilliant. Possibly my favourite. Charles Lawton performance.
Do you know when he mentioned those films, that was the one that I was going, have I seen that one? I'm pretty sure I have. But I couldn't think of what it is. Now he's mentioned Charles Lawton, I think I know which one it is.
Everybody mentions this film. Sai says 12 Angry Men, my favourite 50s.
Oh, and that reminds me, because everybody's been talking about Criterion for the last couple of weeks. So I was looking around on YouTube and I thought, oh, there's a Criterion channel. So I went to the Criterion channel. Do you know they've been doing for the last 3 years? They've been getting actors to go into what they call the Criterion.
Yes, right? David Tennant.
David Tennant was there. He was talking about what was it? There's something of being earnest.
Importance of being earnest.
Importance of being earnest. A load of Olivier directs, whatever it was. There was a number, and 12 Angry Men was right at the end. He said, if you ever want to watch a great film, the one before that was Gina Davis, right? Gina Davis went in there, right? And she was choosing all these different films. The last two she chose, the one from last was Some Like It Hot. Yeah. And then the last one was, I'm going to choose my own film, Thelma and Louise. Oh, look at that. It's actually got more extras than the one I've got at home. So I put that in my bag and then she went on.
I'd definitely ask for 2 bags.
Yeah. I'd be going, can I just take the shelves?
Yeah.
One of the most interesting ones was Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen being in the same room together looking at these films. He's going, we're going to choose this one. Oh, no, we'll have this one. They were just sort of like bickering between each other.
Yeah.
And they had a backstory about every single one. Oh, yeah, I remember speaking about this one with my friend, Tom Selleck or whatever it was. I'm going, bloody hell. Talk about name dropping. But anyway, I thought that was really good.
It was. Yeah.
The Criterion Closet. I've started to sort of like go through them
for my invitation, but I don't think we're going to get any invitations. But you never know. So
you never know.
From this
they even have a Criterion hold it bag. That they put them in.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm just going to go and check on my mum again. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that Jamie's mentioned that in this channel before. You've mentioned it in this channel before. I'm just a little bit slower on the uptake on going to watch these things. So I'm not saying that nobody's mentioned it, but I just got a lot of enjoyment watching those this week.
You see the box sets though. They get some of these big box sets which cost a fortune. Absolutely cost a fortune. The whole works of what particular.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis was funny. When I watched her video on it, the first 2 she showed were the Criterion editions on Laserdisc. She showed Halloween and Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah.
Then she mentioned the connection between the two was that her girlfriend Deborah Hill introduced her to the guy that was in Spinal Tap, and they've been married now for 40 years or whatever it was. And then she goes along the whole Criterion rack.
Deborah Hill, a producer of Halloween and all.
Yeah, that's right. That's how they became friends, because they were like girlfriends.
Yeah, I know that name. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, I'll carry on then with them. And then Tony says, yes. You have 100 Rifles on DVD here. Oh, no, you know that. Yeah. He's gone now. He can't shout at me. Yep. Yes. I wonder how that happened. And so I said, at least you should have. I know I have. Yeah. He's not there. He's gone now. It's probably the same Norman Wisdom set as Marianne has a dozen or so films in it. Earliest is Trouble in Store, I think, up to Early Bird and Press of Time. No, I think mine's a smaller version, and I know there is. You've got the bigger version of it. Um, I think I probably need to try and get hold of that because I don't think it's that expensive, is it? But yeah, oh yeah, sorry, you've continued on that. Yeah, couple of later ones. One being what Daryl mentioned, Goose. I think the earlier ones were all rank productions. That can reflect in the releases. Yeah. Um, Saw some YouTube shorts of Cliff Richard attending Wimbledon this week. He looks good for 85. Yeah, I saw some of those as well. 85. Oh, my mum was a big guy. Oh, she loved Cliff Richard. She went to see him. She's one of those fans and all his records and that. Yeah, 85. Amazing. It really is amazing, 85. Yeah, he looked kind of sad though. Maybe it was just in his thoughts. He was just on there watching the tennis, and I know it always gives him great pleasure, doesn't it? The tennis. I think he's there every year. But yeah, that was good that he was there. Yeah. And then McMahon says, "Sigh, 12 Angry Men will be in my top 10." Yeah, I can imagine it will be definitely. And then Tony says, yeah, Elvis stars in a couple of westerns. That's it. Yes, got them on DVD. They're very enjoyable, in my opinion. Is it Flaming Star or one of them? It could be. I think so. I do vaguely remember because who would have thought that at one time they were on the TV a lot? BBC One, I remember, showing all these Elvis films. It'd be in the 70s, probably fairly early 70s, I think. Tony says, at least the phone hasn't told me to go to bed tonight. You've done it. Instead, it just said, time to take a break from the screen. Oh my God, you've got a phone telling you what to do. Oh dear. What are you going to do? Phone. Dear me. Yeah, but watch those phones. Bloody hell. Yes, I know what you mean. Do you remember when Larry Grayson was Meg Mortimer's wedding car driver in Crossroads? No, but wow. Oh, Larry Grayson. Oh, wow. That would have been a sight to see. Oh, that would have been a very, 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 very camp. That would have been. Oh, bloody heck. Oh, Frank Thornton from I've Been Served, Russ Abbott, and Liz Fraser all ended up in Summer Wine. I mean, yeah, all those names. That's true, yeah. And Liz Fraser, of course, yeah. Oh, Liz Fraser. Wow. Liz Fraser had a great career, didn't she? Absolutely wonderful career. Wow. Um, and then, oh yeah, Blakey from On the Buses did as well. Yeah, Blast of Summer Wine. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it all popped up there. Yes, he was good friends with Noel Gordon, I believe. Oh, sorry, he was in that. Oh, I used to always enjoy Larry Grayson. Good harmless fun. What a great day. Yeah, and all those innuendos. I've seen it. I didn't realize at the time, but in the gay community, all those people that he was mentioned with the way that gay people talked about it, like Everard and Slack Alice, they were all gay stuff. He was there putting it out in front of him, sort of the audience, but he believed he couldn't do it any other way. He couldn't come out in as a gay bloke. But there we are. it was the times how they were, and yeah, of course, yeah. Ooh, shut that door, and oh, look at the muck in here. I used to say that. Um, he was funny, yeah. Brilliant at what he did, yeah. Yes, I. As the happy-go-lucky smiler, this is it. Yeah. Oh, Jean Alexandra Ildogden from Corrie played his employer running a junk shop in Summer Wine. I forgot she appeared in uh, Last of the Summer Wine. Hilda Ogden. My God, yeah. Wow. It's just fascinating, all these actors who appeared in that show, really, isn't it? Amazing. Yeah. Um, Witness for the Prosecution, I have on Eureka Blu-ray. Not watched it yet. It sounds one that should be well worth watching. Um, and Sai says, have you seen that the online haters have already started to say that the Odyssey is going to bomb? Yeah, just because a black woman has been cast as Helen of Troy, a fictional character. What the? Yes, I know what you mean. What can you say? Um, the online is so triggered by anything, isn't it? It really, they, it's best just not take any notice of all these videos. But these channels, they just think they can get views and viewers and funds there, whatever they're doing, and they're probably advertising their Patreon links and what have you. Oh, just gets on my nerves, the bandwagon jumping. I mean, I don't mind people making money out of YouTube, but they don't have to keep going on about that. You don't need Patreon. YouTube will pay you. But this Patreon is like begging for money. I don't like it, but there we are. It seems wrong for me, but yeah, they do it, don't they? You can get a special membership. You pay so much, and you can get extra value videos. Or so they say, that they're recorded specially for you, which in a few weeks or months they'll bring out and put them on the normal channel. And I'm sure they're not that exciting anyway. I'm being cynical, but you are. Tell you what, Apricot Lil, Slack Alice, yes, and I think we mentioned him before, but can't leave out Larry's loyal postie, Poppy Tin Pete. I know. You've got to laugh how he got away. Why didn't people see it at the time? I don't know. I just I got away with so much. I mean, that is incredible, but people didn't realize, Oh, yeah, you got to admire him for trying, but yeah, he just wouldn't go far enough though, and actually openly come out as gay. He thought it would damage his career, but I don't think it would have done. I think people knew. But there you are. You can understand that fear, though. It was a fear always amongst so many artists, actors and people like that who were afraid. Comedians, Frankie Howard as well, probably all that. They suffered a lot, so they wouldn't openly come out. Poppy and Pete always made my granddad laugh. I can see why. I'm still laughing at it now. I mean, you just can't beat Poppy and Pete. It's how he said those things. And
Larry, is that Larry Grayson?
Yeah.
That's Larry Grayson, isn't it?
I know, it's so openly out there, but nobody.
I met him several times.
Oh right.
Because Isla St. Clair lived in the village near my town.
Oh right, yeah.
And she used to have her haircut where my mum worked.
Right. Yeah.
So she came in and of course Larry Grayson sometimes popped in, but that was just because he was visiting her.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought he was a good sort of like entertainer, but he wasn't my thing, if you see what I mean. I looked
Yeah,
at him
yeah,
like Mike Yarwood is well respected, but I didn't really get on with
yeah,
him
yeah,
too
yeah,
much. You know, there are certain characters that you go, oh, I respect him, but I never really
yeah. I
liked him.
think Larry
Not like Bob
Grayson.
Monkhouse. I thought Bob
Yeah,
Monkhouse was brilliant. You know.
I think Larry Grayson really got popular when he did the Generation Game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that was it, really. I
I
mean,
remember the
he was
hoo-ha
known
when he took
before
over
that,
that show. When he took over that show, because it was like, oh, this is going to fail now, big
and it
time.
didn't. It didn't, did it?
Oh
No.
no! I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the worst time the Generation Game was with Jim Davison.
Oh, I can't
Jeez.
stand him. I don't like him. I don't like Jim Davison.
That's when it
Yeah,
failed, as far as
yeah,
I'm concerned.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's Laurie Grayson. He was.
But my nan liked Larry Grayson. She
Yeah.
also liked what's that guy who was in drag who lived near me? He had a pink Rolls Royce.
Oh,
Bloke in drag.
oh, there
Bloke
was.
in drag.
Oh, my mum and dad liked him. What was it?
Oh, that's
He
going to
appeared
annoy.
in lots of things.
That's really going to annoy me now.
I'm sure somebody might know in the comments.
He
was
came out. He
in
used to
drag.
do all these songs. Red Robin goes bobbing along. Danny
Oh,
LaRue. That's it.
that's it. Danny LaRue. Yeah, yeah,
No, he lived. He had a pink Rolls Royce, and he lived near here.
yeah. A pink one.
He lived near Oxford.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well,
Oxford. He was in Oxfordshire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like him either.
No, I kind of agree with you. I know it sounds controversial. It's just personal. I'm nothing against it. I'm not really.
I just didn't find it funny, and I didn't think his voice was any good.
I don't. I'm not really into drag artists that much. You know.
Yeah.
You know. There's a certain sort of thing I just don't get it really. You know, somebody doing sort of dirty jokes dressed up as a woman. That's what a drag artist seems to be, and it doesn't seem funny. You know, to me.
I mean, that Terence Stamp film I watched and thought was all right.
Oh,
that Queen,
yeah.
Sheena
Yeah.
Queen of the Desert, or whatever it was.
That's it. Yeah,
Something like I can't remember the full title of it.
Yeah,
But I watched that and found it entertaining, but I haven't gone back to it and go, oh
No.
yeah, I've got to watch that film again.
I just didn't want to watch it. I knew it was about drag artists, so it just didn't appeal to me. And then Tony says they're crazy. It's a story. Nobody actually knows much about Troy. Oh, if it ever really existed. That's a very good point. That is a brilliant point. They've found traces of a settlement during archaeological digs in the area. It was supposed to be in legend. So Ellen may have been black if she ever existed at all. That's a very good point. Or she would have been very dark skinned in that particular area, the Mediterranean. So yeah, there we are. You know.
Oh, is that because we're talking about the Odyssey?
Yes, yeah, and all the the outrage and all that people are going on about.
Oh, bollocks to all of that.
That's the best way. It's a film. I always say it. It's a film, for goodness sake.
I think it looks. I think it looks a good film.
Yeah, I do.
It's amazing that I think there's a lot of exposure for Tom Holland at the moment, isn't there? Because he's in that, and he's in Spider-Man 3 weeks time, and he's, and then there's his girlfriend Zendaya. She's in 2 films.
Yeah. And people are they don't think properly. I don't know what it is. They just don't consider things right. They jump onto whatever's going. Don't think. They don't think. That's it. People have lost the ability to think and are influenced by things they shouldn't be influenced by. They go with the crowd as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in not going with the crowd. You make your own mind up. Yeah. Yes, I said exactly, Tony. Connecting rooms is on Indicator. Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. So
I don't think I've got that one in my collection.
it's
so
worth looking at an Indicator sale when some of these come along. In fact, I'll definitely be interested. There'll be one end of year, won't there? An indicator sale. So, who's moving to Clacton so we can vote for Count Binface? Oh God, yeah, I know you're on about. It's a publicity.
Is that about Farage? Is it?
Yeah, it's all backfiring quickly. Yeah, to distract.
Everybody thinks it's a stunt and all of this sort of stuff.
It's not what he's wanted. It's just made people think, God, what a complete, you know what. And then Tony says, I was thinking of travelling down to Canvas for poor old Nige. Infamy, infamy. They've all got it in for him. Oh, nearly there. I got it right. Yeah.
Politics, you gotta love it, haven't you?
You've got to feel sorry for a man who gets £5 million as a gift. Oh, it's heartbroken.
Yeah, and it is my 8.5 million luxury pad that you can stay in if you want. Yeah. I feel so sorry for you. And now I think I'll just go over to America and see my friend Trump.
Yeah.
I'll have a few meals over there, and then I'll come back. It must be a really hard life for you, Nige. Yeah,
I saw a thing where they're paying loads of money to speak. It just makes a speech for 20 minutes, half an hour or something, maybe an hour if you're lucky, and that's it. He just gets all the money and he's off. That's all he's interested in. And he'll even, I think, on his website, if you pay him so much money, he'll say happy birthday to you. He's got another business going.
I was thinking of this the other day. I said, I was thinking, do you know what? There's all these anniversaries that are going on with films. Like this Super 8 is the 15th anniversary. Can we have a 400th anniversary for the gunpowder plot and have everybody blow up bloody Parliament? Maybe they'll succeed this time and we can all bloody relax.
We've missed it, haven't we? We've missed the anniversary at Gunpowder Plot. It's 1605, I think. So we should have.
But somebody's got to do a celebration by actually. Maybe we'll succeed this time. We'll do it.
What about V for Vendetta? That was trying to blow up the Parliament, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've not seen that film for God knows what.
Oh, I saw it about a year and a half ago. If I remember
right.
It's come out so many times on Steelbook that when I last bought it, I got it.
I don't know whether I was slightly disappointed in it. I thought it'd be better than it actually was. It was okay.
No, it's based on a comic, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it was okay, but I want, over, Then we've got Tony saying, the latest guy he's been associating sounds like a real scoundrel, a bounder. Of course, a young guy who calls him Daddy and has been jailed in the US. No, seriously, I've not heard that bit about calling him Daddy. Oh, God. No. It gets worse. It just gets worse, doesn't it? And as a criminal, he's been jailed. What a surprise. If he gets in again, I hope they catapult a cow onto him during his speech. Can you imagine seeing that happen? That would be good, wouldn't it?
That would be good, yeah.
We'd love it. It would make a great. I don't know. It's something like out of Monty Python, isn't it?
It's. I mean, it really is terrible, isn't it? I mean, this Trump fellow. I mean, apparently now he's trying to alter the constitution so that you can actually be in power again for another 4 years, when actually he's been in twice over 2 4-year terms, which means that's it. You can't do it any longer. I think I'll change the law, so that I can.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Exactly this just shows the ego of the man.
You can't trust
him. I'm just going,
yeah.
How powerful do you think you bleed well are?
Yeah. And what is the American Constitution for? It's supposedly to safeguard against people like him. That's the idea, the founding fathers. That's why they put these things down, to stop this happening. Yeah. And so what he does is appoint a few more of the what is it? Those judges that they appoint who can make constitutional decisions.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because
so,
this week was the 250th centenary, wasn't it? For
God, yeah, they'd be turning in their graves. These founding fathers, seeing him.
250 years.
Yeah, yeah. It's still a young nation, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Relatively.
Yeah, we were we were trying to blow up Parliament 400 years ago, and they were trying to create one 250 years ago. and yet they always say that we're behind.
Yeah, no, we were always in front. We were. And then Stephen Taylor, hello, Stephen, welcome. And then he says, "Good evening, Ian, Del, and chat. What do you make of Sky buying ITV? Would you pay a monthly subscription to watch the likes of Loose Women, etc. laugh out loud? Oh, well, what?"
Well, I mean, I knew Sky were buying. I didn't know it'd gone through. So thanks for telling us the news.
Is that what they intend to do then? Make it a
Sky were always trying to buy ITV.
No, would they make it one of those paying services where you have to buy
you'd think that's what would happen, but there is a caveat in all of this. I know that England have always had a monopolism mergers commission.
Yes.
Now Sky is a big news thing. ITV is a big news thing. You become a media mogul if you take away all the competition.
Yeah.
So I don't know quite
if
it's gone through. Great, but then Sky would basically destroy, I think, ITVX.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because they've spent a fortune on ITVX and advertising ITVX.
I think what is happening here, if this does go through, it'll reflect what's going to happen with the BBC, because the BBC has to end. We've talked about it in other weeks. And the BBC will become one of these channels where they're going to have to go into pay per view. They're going to have to do that.
Well, we know that BBC's charter is up for political debate in 2 years' time.
Yeah, so the whole but we've discussed it before. But the whole nature of where people watch TV is very different from.
But I'm gonna try and answer that. I'm gonna try and answer that question. To be quite honest, I would rather buy a subscription to ITV than BBC. And I believe the reason for me saying something along those lines is there isn't anything really on BBC that I want to really watch anymore or listen to. Where in ITV, there are a couple of dramas that I've watched just recently. There was one the other day called Believe Me, which was based on that famous cabbie that drugged up women and raped them.
Yeah.
And then there was one that was on the other day as well about a stalker, where she was a well-known loose woman type character, and apparently something that happened in her past made this stalker come out and destroy her life. That was a pretty good drama as well. And there's been a number of dramas that I've gone, do you know what, ITV are really coming along with these dramas.
What's happened is BBC can't afford it anymore. Their budget is smaller and smaller. It's a fact of life. So BBC are not going to produce what they used to.
See, the thing that always used to be the saving grace for me with the BBC was Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So I was always going, do I really, really want to go down the route of not watching Doctor Who if it goes subscription? Now, they put it out in a tender. And by the time they get a tender and they've made something, the charter will be up and they'll be going up there and they'll probably be saying, right now you're a subscription. And it'd be really a hard sell to me to go, well, I haven't even seen what this looks like now. Do I want to start doing a subscription to this?
Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah. So I mean, my sister would be going, I've got to because I like EastEnders or whatever it is. I can't stand EastEnders. All that shit.
They're going to have to make a decision, though, aren't they, about all this? They can't just keep it there. So the BBC has to face the reality. I know there's some in the charter, isn't there, where they've got to make it available to everybody. But I don't know. I think they're going to have to change the charter.
Yeah.
I know there'll be uproar about it, but
Like I said, the free view network, you know, which is done over the aerial, is being switched off, and we're going to Freely.
yes, that's another one. Yeah.
Which is inbuilt in your TVs, and you can't even put it on a dongle. You have to have a special chip or something to make it work.
Yeah.
It's done over Wi-Fi, which basically means that they've got now everything. I think can become a subscription now. Really, if when they turn off the Airways way of doing things, and that's probably why Sky and ITV is probably now in the news.
Yes,
because you know ITV is again a broadcasting thing over the aerials.
Yeah.
So I've got a funny feeling it won't be very long before everything is scrambled. And that meant, wow, who'd have thought that when Sky came out all those years ago in the 80s, that scrambling service where you had to have a dish and have it pointed and have a card and all that is now the norm for you to watch stuff on TV these days.
Yeah. I would have thought that.
It took 40 years.
But we wouldn't have known all the things that, you know, the way the audience has shrunk and the way it's different. No, isn't it? Don't you think it's interesting that the football didn't it get about 7 million, which is massive for that time of night as well when it was shown. You know, the England Mexico.
Yeah, match. 2 a.m. Jeez.
Yeah, and I'm sure it said it got 7 million, which blooming heck, BBC struggled to get 3 million on the big TV shows. So that is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know though how much of that was also the entertainment licenses in the pubs and all that sort of stuff.
Some of that could have been, but even if you take that into account, it shows that BBC have to have these things, otherwise they're going to lose anything. But they will lose it. They're going to not be able to show sport unless there's a BBC Sports channel.
Yeah.
A BBC Sports.
No, there isn't a BBC Sports channel.
And are they going to be able to do one? I don't think they are. They're not going to be able to do a sports channel. They ain't got the money. They can't compete with Premiership for Sky.
I think they end with BBC 4. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, they're getting rid of BBC 4, aren't they? Have they already got rid of it? I think they.
No, they haven't got rid of it yet because I watch it for the music on a Friday.
Yeah, I think they're getting rid of it supposedly. Or perhaps they've held it back. I don't think they would have done.
It's where on a Friday I watch things like Top of the Pops. I watch Top of the Pops too.
That's right. They have all that. It's good for that. It's probably not in their terms getting enough views and the cutting back. So,
well, they have to turn off certain stuff, don't they? But I mean, they always tell you that the license that you pay for also pays for the radio. I keep thinking to myself, how are you going to enforce the radio in people's cars?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I still wonder, are you going to pull somebody over and say, excuse me, mate, are you listening to BBC Two on your radio? Because if you are, you got to have a license. If you haven't got a license, I'm pulling you over now.
Oh, God, yeah.
Right? Can you imagine that?
Yeah. I haven't listened to radio for years and years.
Oh, well, I listen to it when I go on my walk.
Yeah. So I don't know what the radio audience is like. Does it have a big audience, radio now?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, when you're commuting on a train, I see a lot of people working on their laptops, and I see a lot of people having their headphones on, and they're watching their phones. But I don't know how many are listening to an actual radio broadcast.
Yeah. I know audio books are popular, aren't they?
Well, it's podcasts that I listen to mostly on the radio. But the thing I listen to the most are podcasts, I have to say.
So even radio is changing, isn't it? You know. Mind you, if we listened to Radio 1, we'd be totally out of our comfort zone. We wouldn't know what was going on.
I don't even know. I don't even know what music they play on there. In fact, can you call it music? I don't know. Really.
Well, yeah,
I'm alienated on Radio 2 these days.
Yeah,
So
because that's
Radio 2 used to be where you'd go if you couldn't take the Radio 1 music and you wanted the older stuff. Now, the older stuff on Radio 2 is the stuff that I stopped listening to on Radio 1 10 years ago.
Oh,
because they're playing that stuff from 10 years ago that I didn't like then. So
yeah,
you ain't gonna get things like you know, like they don't play things like they don't play ELO and all that on Radio 2 as far as I know. It's all Grande and bloody Taylor Swift and all that shit. So
well. Right.
I'm just an old fuddy-duddy. I like the old stuff.
Tony says, a cow. All I can say is, poor cow. Oh, that's about yeah.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the cow, not the thing it lands on.
And I, Stephen, don't watch normal TV, so certainly wouldn't be interested in paying for ITV.
And I can see that being the answer to the majority of England.
Yeah, and also, I think if you can get it free somewhere else, you will go for that. And
everybody knows some sort of trick to get something for free.
Yeah.
The amount of people that I watch on a Saturday, like some of my gamer friends, and they say, "Oh, I'm just going off now because I'm going to be watching the fight, right? The boxing or something, right?"
All right.
Yeah. And when I look, I find it's on a pay-per-view thing.
Oh.
But I also find out that YouTube have secretly got it on. You know, there's a YouTube channel that you can probably watch it on.
For
ain't
free.
Costing you a penny.
Yeah.
And half these people I know are probably not even. They've never paid for a Sky pay-per-view fight thing. They've watched it on YouTube or some other black market way of watching it.
Yeah. Well, they say that with Premiership football. I mean, I don't know that you can watch it other ways if you know.
Yeah, that makes me laugh. In fact, that came up in the England match. It said, by the way, the commentator said, by the way, I have to do this, but I've come to that point where the QR code in the top right-hand corner, right? You need to scan this, and that's how you can keep watching the World Cup stuff. And I'm going, I'm watching it.
Yes. And it was on about the TV license.
So are you trying to say that you're guilt tripping me because I might not have a license and that I need to sort of like scan it in the top right-hand corner? Are you saying that I need to switch off the telly now because I'm illegally watching the football?
It's true. You're right. That's why they're doing it, isn't it? Yeah.
And I went, who in their right mind's going to scan that code in the top right-hand corner and then be, I think I better pay the license. I'm going to get nicked. Oh, shit.
Where's the van?
Yeah. I thought, what a weird way of advertising the TV license was a QR code in a game on the BBC channel that you've got to have a TV license to watch it on.
Yeah. They obviously didn't have much confidence in everybody who were watching.
But it was the commentator that made me know, I've got to say this, he said. I've got to
As
say
if he was even thinking, what a load of bollocks as well. I'll lose my job.
And it came up in the second half when they were coming out, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
I'd watched the first half, oblivious that I needed a TV license. So
It's a good point. It does make it look stupid, doesn't it? It does.
Wow.
Good point. It's a good point.
It is silly, isn't it? Putting a QR code in the top right-hand corner of a BBC programme that you've got to have a TV licence to watch the bloody BBC programme in the first place.
And he thought it was ridiculous. You could tell.
Well, it is. That's because anybody who's stupid to say you got to make a commentator say that, you'd have to turn around and say, "Do you know what? That's ridiculous. What I'm doing here."
Yeah.
But I have to do it every game that's on BBC. Right. I have to say this out that there's a QR code at the top right corner.
It's true. Yeah.
And it says, "Get your TV license now," underneath it.
Oh.
Bollocks. That's what I say to that.
Exactly. That's good. And then Si says, hi, Stephen. And then Stephen tells us, evening, Tony and Si. And then Si says, I'm going to watch, oh yeah, Evil Dead Burn tomorrow evening. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Fingers crossed it's better than Evil Dead Rise. Well, I hope so. I hope. I must admit, I wasn't a big fan of Evil Dead Rise. So I'm hoping it will be better. Whether it will be, I don't know. But you never know.
Yeah.
It might be. Um,
Well, at least it's. I'll tell you what. The nice thing about it, at least it's got a bit of a buzz behind it.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could. That's the sort of film that when you look at the summer releases like Supergirl, Spider-Man, Odyssey, it could easily get buried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even I know about Evil Dead Burn.
Yeah. I mean, it might not do as well, but if it's a good film, it'll have longevity that people still might, really like it and do well on the physical media sales and what have you. This is what happens, doesn't it? Because not everybody. You said it a few weeks ago, didn't you? That going to cinema is not cheap anymore.
No, it bloody well isn't.
And you've got to make your choices of what films you want to watch. And some of them you'll think, well, I'll just wait. I won't go and see it.
Yeah, if you put it, I mean, it must be difficult. What's approaching now? I mean, I'm actually surprised that Toy Story actually came out when it did because the schools break up for the summer part very shortly.
Yeah,
and it's in this particular period that they need to get the maximum amount of kids in. And this is what I was saying. So you've got Supergirl, you've got Odyssey, you've got Spider-Man, all in 1 month. And if it's your parents and 2 kiddies go to the cinema, and you're not part of a cinema club card type thing, then basically it's going to cost you a bloody fortune to see all 3 films.
Yeah.
Let's say 2 parents, 2 kiddies, 70, 75 quid, right? Because there's 11 quid times 2, 8 quid times 2 plus the drinks and food, right? So that's you're talking 225 quid for a month.
Yeah.
For just going to the cinema.
Do they still? Because I haven't been to the cinema for ages. Do they still have days like if you went, say, in the morning, where it'd be cheaper?
Yeah, if you go to a VUE, I think that if you go at 11 o'clock in the morning, you can go in for a £5 flat rate. I think
that's good.
And I think other ones have got their cards. The Odeons still do their card, if I remember rightly, which is join our club type thing.
Yeah.
But I do believe that when they do that 11 o'clock thing, it doesn't count for films released that same week, but it is the second week. I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. It's been a while.
Yeah, I can understand.
I know that I saw Fantastic Four in its second week, and I do believe I went about 10ish in the morning, 11 o'clock-ish, and I went in for a £5.
Oh, can't argue with that, can you? Yeah. And I bet there aren't many people in there, which is another.
Like I said, it's like anything. I mean, I've got my prepaid certificate for getting my medicine. Right, I can't live without that. There's no way that I'd be able to have all of my prescriptions without having a prepaid certificate. So it makes sense to have a loyalty card for a cinema.
Oh yeah.
But the trouble is, I just can't afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to the cinema. I'll be going to the cinema a lot more when the inevitable happens. But until that point, I'm going once, twice, 3 times a year. Where I used to go once a week. If I used to, all those years I supported the cinema in the 80s. I went every week.
Yeah, I did.
For a whole decade, paying 10 quid or whatever, 8 quid or whatever it was to go to the cinema. I wasn't part of any club card. I actually paid those full figures.
Yeah.
I'd have loved there to have been a cinema club that you could have done that with, but they didn't have those types of things in the 80s that I remember. Not that I remember.
But in the 70s, I remember you could if you with something like Monday, you could get in for £1, which at the
Oh no,
time,
I'm talking about a loyalty card.
yeah. You
I
did
don't
have,
remember. I don't remember my Odeon having a
yeah,
loyalty card
yeah,
in the
yeah,
80s.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like everything, um, different. And then Stephen Taylor says, "I'm looking forward to the Odyssey. It's supposed to be the best film of the year." Well, yeah, it probably may well be up there. I hope so. I'm
Well,
gonna
it's
be
got a lot of buzz, isn't it, because of Christopher Nolan? But
yeah, I hope so.
I'm hoping it's going to be a good film.
Yeah, I think you got to think, hope for these things
I like epics, you see. So
because they put a lot of work. They obviously it took a lot of planning, a lot of work to produce this. It's
yeah.
been
Obviously, I'm buzzed
yeah,
over. I'm buzzing over Spider-Man at the moment.
yeah,
That's pure. That's just purely because of the character.
yeah,
That's not because of how the film is actually
yeah,
ultimately going to be. But I tell you what, everybody that compares at the moment, it's not even out yet, and everybody's turning around and saying, "Oh, Spider-Man, that's going to be a billion film, right? Supergirl, lucky to break even type thing,
yeah,
right?" And Supergirl's out now, and that's that. And I think it's just people are dropping onto the bandwagon. See, I told you
yeah,
so.
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure that people have seen what people have said about the trailer for Spider-Man, and they've gone, "Oh, that's going to be a billion easy,"
yeah, yeah,
just by the trailer, because the trailer's been done so well.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
necessarily mean the film's going to be that good.
No, no,
But I am buzzed over it. I am a little
no.
bit.
It's not that long then now before.
No, July 31st.
Yeah. Um, and then Jamie says, "That's absolutely correct, Delboy. There's only quality in my collection." Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, Ian and I have been discussing the Criterion Closet for months. I do love the Criterion Closet. It makes me
It just
want.
made me laugh. I was just going, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, I just want them all. I want them all. I want some.
I've had a lot of fun because they're only about 10 minutes long.
They're wonderful little and sometimes they talk about the actors they've worked with, or don't they? And so
Yeah.
it depends. Some go into it more than others,
Yeah, David Tennant was talking about he was talking about his Shakespearean days.
Yeah,
And he was just
yeah,
said, "Oh, I wonder sometimes if this one is actually even relevant this time." But if you
yeah.
watch this Olivia directs, whatever it is,
That's right.
there's about 3 or 4 in here, and I'll tell you what, they're great.
I think he was spot on when he said, the problem is with all these great theatre performances is that they're a one off. You don't nobody records theatre performances.
No,
To have Olivier on film is a great archive. It's a great thing to have, seeing him perform. So I get him totally there, and he's right. They should be treasured. Um, then Jamie says, "Si, I still need to see the new Evil Dead films. I've got them, but not watched them yet. Saving them for this October." All right. So you're going to be one of the 31 days of horror.
oh, you know what? That really annoys me every year.
Yeah, they've always been annoyed though. Yeah, I know, and I get where you're coming from. I watch horror all year round. I don't.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
I'll wait till bloody 31 days, and then every time I hear people doing their 31, none of them, or should I say, a lot of them, don't even acknowledge the Universal monsters or anything anymore. It's always the same ones. Oh, I'm going to watch The Exorcist, and I'm going to watch this, and and they're all the same ones, and I'm just going. So really, what you're doing is the same as last year, plus the 5 ones that you like this year that were horror films. So you're going to take 5 of the old ones away and put these 5 new ones in.
Yeah.
So that means it's not really 31 days, is it? It's like 26 or something, right?
We'll
the same shit from last time with 5
I'll
new
be
ones.
interested to see, Jamie, what you put in. Yeah. All I would say to you, Jamie, is get some Hammer films in. You need some Hammer films. You haven't lived, lad. get
For
some
everything that I just said, I'll still be watching Jamie's
Yeah, I know,
31 Days of
we'll be
October.
watching it, but I'll be going, "Where's the Hammer films?" You know, that's what I'll be shouting.
I have to watch. I have to watch McMahon, and I have
Yeah.
to watch.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
number of ones that I'll be.
I
It's
do.
just
I
that
mean, I always
as a
say,
format, it's just I have a bit of
yeah,
of an issue with 31 Days Off. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but I always think he's very good on his videos. Yeah, you can pay me later for saying that, but yeah, I always think you're very good, and he's very precise, and he doesn't seem to have any.
Are you seriously thinking a fellow Northerner is going to give you money?
No, I don't think he would he? You never know. But anyhow, let's see. We've got Stephen saying it must be hot even in North today. Ian's just wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, yeah, you are. It is lucky.
I am sweltering. I
Yeah,
must
I
admit.
am in this t-shirt. Yeah, and
What?
it's Tom Baker. There we are. Tom Baker on my t-shirt.
See, normally when my mum goes to bed, I bring the little air conditioning unit
Yeah,
that's in her room, and I put it in here, and I switch it on for an hour to cool the room down.
yeah.
And I can't do that until I end this broadcast because
Yeah.
the fan would be so loud you wouldn't hear me.
Yeah, I've got my fan on, but you obviously you haven't heard it.
Yeah, but it's a USB. You see, unfortunately, it's a
Yeah.
USB cable, and I've only got this sort of length,
Yeah.
so I would have to put it here,
Oh,
and then
right.
it'd be right near the mic, so I can't.
Yeah. Oh well. David says Martin Balsam is an actor who pops up into lots of movies, but never seems to get much recognition. Oh, I don't know. I've not heard of him, but sometimes there's actors. I don't know the names, but you know the faces. So maybe he's a face. And Tony says, and apparently there's a fan just off camera, Stephen. Oh, right. Best Criterion Closet is with Natasha Lynn. Watch that one, Delboy. There you are. Natasha Lynn.
Definitely.
Yeah. Is Delboy live from the Carsey tonight?
The toilet.
The Carsey, yeah. No.
Don't know.
And then we've got Slipknot saying, "Sup, hello, welcome."
I must admit, I do need to go and splash my face in the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think I've been going to my mum, see how she is.
But yeah, thank you, Slipknot, for joining us. And then we've got Sai saying, thumbs up to Slipknot. Yes, David, one of those supporting actors who add so much to productions but rarely get much recognition. That does happen, yeah. And then Tony says, hi, Slip. And then Slipknot says, Mugman, Tony, Mugman, Sai, Stephen, David, hail. There you are. And then Mugman, talking of Criterion, I've got some 50% off Blu-rays coming from Amazon US. Found out Amazon are price matching. Oh, Barnes and Noble. Yeah, we always hear about them. So ordered through Amazon after Barnes and Noble cancelled my order. That makes sense. Yeah, I think you mentioned that somewhere about Barnes and Noble. They weren't sent to our country. So do it through Amazon and you might get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, hey, Slipknot, Jamie says, I Slipknot, Steve says. And then David, yes, Tony, he was killed in Psycho and Robert Shaw's sidekick in Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. All right. And then, Joe says, Ian, 12 film DVD collection of Norman Wisdom, $16.99 on Amazon. That's a pretty good box set price.
Yeah, but I've seen it cheaper than that.
That's very good, yeah. thank you anyhow for looking it up. That's brilliant. And then Slipknot says, just found an animated movie I've been searching many years for called Time Masters
Yeah,
1982, based on the work of famous French artist. Is it Mobius?
Morbius.
Uh,
Morbius.
Guy's seen it. I think he knows more about it than I
Well,
do.
Morbius did a famous Spider-Man drawing, so I've known about Morbius for years. And yes, I have seen Time Masters.
Right.
He's a very very moody artist. You know,
Yeah.
does like Bernie Wrightson. But Morbius, I think the first time I knew about Morbius was his time that he drew Silver Surfer for Marvel, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Now, I remember you mentioning this. Jamie says, I saw Joan Jett and the Blackhearts on Sunday. Oh, she was great. She's still got a great voice. Well, that's great. I'm going to see Deacon Blue, the lightning seeds tomorrow at the beautiful Peace Hall in Halifax. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that place in Halifax. Everybody, it's a real architectural delight, isn't it, that place in Halifax? But yeah, some more sort of older acts, Deacon Blue and Lightning Seeds. Yeah.
Sounds really good because our Halifax, you just go up to the tellers and just say, "Can I have some money, please?"
Yeah.
So it's really,
Say you look. No, you're not having any. You look too suspicious. Go away. Right.
Which reminds me, do you remember Arthur Daly did a load of Halifax adverts in the 80s?
Yeah, that would put you off.
I think one of them was when he had a greyhound dog or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh dear.
That takes me back. The Halifax adverts, yeah.
Yeah. It says, I've not heard of it, Slipknot. Oh, I thought you might have done. Yeah. Steven says, McMahon's 3 great artists. Enjoy tomorrow. I'm sure he will. Oh, yeah, Danny LaRue. That's it. We mentioned him, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 great artists, and not one of them is a piss artist.
Oh dear. Larry Grayson would have made a good M on James Mann.
Oh God!
Tomorrow, so. Yeah.
Yeah, go and speak to Pop It in Pete over there and get the latest gun.
Pop it. Sorry. The whole laughing there. Oh, Tony says Jim Jameson is now making a career of producing troublemaking videos on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen it. He jumps onto any bandwagon, and
in other words, what he's doing is he's taking something that's exploding on YouTube and then ranting about it or something.
But he'll be talking about Nigel Farage, but saying everybody's after him. He's speaking the truth. All that stuff. And then we've got Mugman said Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't quite remember what the name was. I knew it was Queen of the Desert or something. I couldn't remember what the So then I said later on, I knew you'd know the name because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, you said it here, yeah. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Oh. I'm hot. Oh dear. Right, and then we got Movies putting his finger up, and then Tony says, Ian, I think you'd be bloody unlucky listening to Farage for a whole hour. I think you bloody well would, but that would be the worst thing possible, wouldn't it? An hour of Farage.
Oh Christ!
And him collecting the money.
When somebody says that you got to listen to Farage for an hour, it brings up the scene from A Clockwork Orange with him having to have the eyes open while he's watching.
Oh, yes.
I got to watch it.
That's true.
Because it'd be the same thing for me.
Yeah, oh dear. You'd be off to sleep.
I don't know if I have to turn up for team meetings that last an hour and listen to Farage talking for
yeah.
me.
Then Tony says Trump isn't fit to be in for over 6 more years. Personally, I'd be surprised if he makes it to 28, 29. He's calling around scum now. What is he trying to get the third term? Blooming heck.
That's what I told you. It's he's trying to change the constitution.
Yeah, and mess about and
so that he can do it. He'll be the first president in history that's able to change the writing on the wall in regards to being able to do that.
Can't do that, surely. It's not what America's based on. That was the idea, to protect it from people like him abusing power.
Yeah.
Did you see what Donald Trump did this
Donald Dump.
on an American player got sent off, and he said that it was unfair and had it overturned.
Yeah, he called up the FIFA director and said, "I think you ought to do this. I think it's a bit unfair." And then that actually happened, I think, didn't it? And then America got dumped out of it 4-1 or something.
Great. So,
because they had all that attention put on them. So they didn't need that attention. They probably would have gone in there with a lot more of a different type of attitude if they didn't have the world looking at them and some big orange bloke coming along and changing the rules just to make it work for them.
Yeah.
I told you it'd be the hardest thing in the world to sell over there once all 3 co-hosts are out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he must have seen that Canada are out, Mexico are out. He went, right.
America, yeah.
And he got America left in it. Right.
Yeah.
Because now every game has got nobody cheering for their own
country, yeah.
Country.
It was going to happen. I suppose Mexico had a better chance. But fortunately we beat them.
Out of all 3 of them, I was more happy for Canada than out of them all.
Yeah.
Because I think they were the more honest.
Yes, yeah.
The more, oh my God, we got this far.
Well, exactly. To them, it was just getting there, wasn't it? Hosting it, getting there.
I mean, obviously, the biggest one is Mexico in the Azteca Stadium, because it's like that's their home turf, and it's like their stadium purposely built for that. That thing. Yeah. And England come along and
sort them out. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that they even said at the end, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
And I heard all the boos when they were playing the English national anthem. Yeah. And then all the bloody singing that went on for the Mexican anthem. I was going, Jesus Christ.
It's funny because England fans were notorious at one time for booing all the opposition's national anthems. I don't hear that now, which is a good thing in many ways. But interesting that Mexico.
I think it's very disrespectful to boo another person's another anthem.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I didn't like it. England fans were notoriously bad at one time at doing that. But the thing is, all the England fans out there are not going to be that kind of fan. You're going to have a bob or two to be out there supporting England.
Yeah.
It's expensive. Because apparently some have been flying in and then flying out and flying in. Because they're not actually staying in America. They're just coming to see the match, then going back. It works out better for them to do that.
Well, yeah, it can do. It depends on how you do these things. But, motels are cheaper than hotels.
Yeah.
And
having to travel, where are you traveling to?
I think there's a lot of Britons over there that you could stay with if you know somebody. That works out as well.
Yeah.
And
then James says corruption is becoming the norm.
It is.
Yeah. And then Sarah says the guy is a tyrant. He's like Charlie Chaplin in The Great Tony says, don't follow it closely, side, but I did see something about him saying he had no idea what a red card was. Yeah.
Yeah, so don't get involved then, you stupid orange bastard.
Yeah, I know. Idiot. Quite right, Jamie. Tony says, unfortunately, there's too many very powerful dictators or wannabe dictators now. US, Russia, China, with all these people. Don't forget little Nigel from the UK, Tony. Yeah. Yeah. How could I? Yeah, he's unforgettable or forgettable. Since getting rid of Sky, we watch BBC iPlayer and Channel 4 the most. That's interesting. Barely watch ITV or Channel 5.
Yeah, to watch the iPlayer, you got to have a TV license. It really is.
Yeah, put your IQ code up there. Hey, we ought to get sponsored by them. We could put an IQ code up to get your TV license.
Yeah. This program is sponsored by EastEnders. Let's see what's happening to Phil Mitchell this week, and you can scan the QR code in the top right corner and watch that this week.
BBC could
imagine that.
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, come over to my channel and support me with a coffee or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's. Have you noticed how expensive coffee becomes? They must be going to Costa. That's it. Expensive coffees. Yeah. I made a comment about the QR code on BBC the other day too. What the fuck? As if someone would scan it even if they didn't have a TV license.
Hell no.
You're right, yeah. And then
mental.
I bet that a few stupid people have fallen for that QR code for the TV license. I bet they have, actually, yeah. I have an Odeon Limitless, this is site. If I didn't, I would hardly go and see anything new. But my 3 godkids chip in at Christmas for an annual pass for me.
That's really nice.
Yeah, present. Yeah.
No, but he's got a fantastic Odeon anyway, and his. Yeah. I mean, I think if the way that he advertises that cinema, I'd bloody get an annual Limitless card. I tell you, sounds like a fantastic cinema. To be quite honest, I wish I was up there.
Yeah. And then Si says, I'd be a lock-in if it wasn't for them and the pass. Oh, yeah.
His godkids and the pass.
Yeah. And then Jerry says, I can get a seat at View Cinema for $6.99. Usually first 2 or 3 rows. Gets more expensive the further back you sit. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. And then Slipknot says, I think Spider-Man will probably make $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, the last one apparently made 1.7 billion.
Yeah. I do the Hooptober? I think, is it the I've not heard of Hooptober challenge on Letterboxd by Cine Monster. Is that the horror? Is that what Hooptober means? I suppose it's the horror.
The Halloween, yeah.
Yeah. To Halloween. That's it. Right, I get you. It's a challenge. Yeah, people do these challenges. Slipknot, Muckman, movies never heard of low-cost seating. I think in cinema world, every seat is £15, no matter where you sit. Oh, dear. Muckman said, bloody predictive test. It was meant to be Natasha Lynn, not Natasha Lynn. I get you. Yeah, predictive task is task.
Yeah,
I can't even say it. Text. Yeah, it's a nuisance. And then Si says, was Martin Bolson in? Oh, Gajolt guy in. Oh, taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
The Gesundheit guy.
Yeah. And then and then James says, yeah, he was in Pelham. And then Tony says, a while since I saw him, but do you remember him being in it? He was also in 12 Angry Men. That FIFA guy is supposed to be corrupt, according to reports.
Yeah, under investigation for all sorts of things. He is.
Yeah, and doing with Donald Trump.
I think a lot of the stuff that's going on with FIFA at the moment is all under investigation after the World Cup, because
Yes,
it was all about the pricing of the tickets, where they won the bid because they said that all the pricing was going to be at an affordable rate, and then they changed it all and made it so that certain tickets was like $6,000 and all of this sort of stuff. So
that's
they're
right.
under investigation from the very start, which put a taint on the whole of the proceedings.
Yeah,
To be quite honest.
yeah. And then Simon says, Dan, I forgot about that, Jamie. He's the foreman, isn't he? Our foreman at jury. Yeah. So was the previous guy, Sepp Blatter? Oh, yeah, I think he was called. Yeah, I think he got into a bit of trouble, didn't he? Sepp Blatter. Corruption. And Steve says, did you know Erling Haaland was born in Leeds? Oh, yeah, I think I might have heard that. I hope he doesn't score on Saturday. No, we don't want him scoring. Do you know, I think I heard that because he did play for Leeds. Yeah. And then, which comedy movie have you watched the most on TV? Oh, that's a question.
It'll be a Carry On. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, actually, I think you're probably right there.
Because they're on so many bank holidays, and I've watched them for so many years, even as a child. I'm pretty sure it'll be a Carry On film.
Yeah, I agree.
But that'd be a guess.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I don't think anything else would be. I think yeah.
And it's probably Carry On Henry or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Carry On Camping.
Carry On Camping, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, I have seen Carry On Camping a lot. I still like it. I still like Carry On Camping a lot. Yeah. And then says, yeah, Stephen, his dad was playing for Leeds at the time, so technically he could have played for England. Right. And then so it says, Carry On Camping is probably the comedy I've seen the most. Yeah, you thought exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah. You know, we've had so many great ones. There's Ealing comedies. You've got Norman Wisdom's we talked about earlier, Carry On films, all the bawdy sex ones. There's so many that have been on telly, but at the end of the day, the Carry-Ons they're just repeatable, and you know they even dedicate 3 whole days of a bank holiday weekend on some UK Gold channel to the whole of Carry On. You know, I know ITV3 or whatever it is. They'd start off at 10 in the morning and go all the way till 9 at night.
Yeah.
Carry on. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, Tony says Terry Thomas. Yeah, made some good.
He did.
Yeah, another one from that era. Remember him? Yeah.
Isn't it weird because you've got things like Leslie Phillips and all of that were in Carry On, but Terry Thomas, I don't think he was ever in a Carry On.
No, he wasn't, was he? No. I don't. When did he die? Was he quite early dying, Terry Thomas?
Oh, sure. I know that Terry Thomas and Leslie Phillips were in a really bad comedy that was set about, I think it was called Spanish Fly, where they were selling wine or something over in Spain. Bloody awful film.
Then Cy says, Will Hay and Jimmy Edwards were my grandfather's favourites. Yeah, I've saw Will Hay. I never really... I think it's
the one that I remember the one that I remember the most about Will Hay was the one that Cannon and Ball remade. The one where there's a pirate's cove and they own the police station on top of the cliff or something, and if you get underneath their own cellar, there's a big sort of pirating thing going on. You know, the smuggling.
Yeah,
going on with rum and all that sort of. I think it's called Ask a Policeman or something like that. I can't remember. But Cannon and Ball redid that with Suzanne Dander, didn't they? And
yeah. I never really
Roy Kinnear and the Boys in Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of that older before of comedians. I've not really seen him. Um,
Jimmy Edwards, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of these
it
people,
was kind
a lot of stand-up comedians like Frankie Howard will talk about Will Hay, Jimmy Edwards, and all of
yeah,
those characters.
yeah. Um, Jamie says, I'd recommend you pick Brian and Charles up. That's a fantastic modern British comedy. I think I've seen that one. Yeah, on the cover. Is that the one with the? I may be wrong, but there's a. Is he like a robot? Is that the Brian and Charles one? Where there's a bloke with a robot?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I think that might be the one, isn't it? Oh yeah, Si says, look, the boys in blue. Yeah. And
Well,
then
every time that the Cannon and Ball one's there, I keep
yeah,
thinking of the theme tune for the Boys in Blue. We are the
yeah.
boys in blue. Woo, 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 we're the boys in blue. I mean, it's just.
I think
I must have
Carry
I
On
must have seen it a
Screaming
number of times.
is recognised as one of the best of the Carry On films, and of course Fenella Fielding. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, um, definitely. And then Tony, it was a very tragic end for Terry Thomas. I forgot the exact complaint he suffered from, but he ended up living in virtual poverty in his final years, as well as being ill. That is sad, isn't it? Yeah. It's amazing how many stories we do get of actors who were very popular at one time, and because
Yeah.
of the acting profession, and plus maybe they didn't put money away, they spent it all. They ended up living in poverty, didn't they? It's
Yeah.
very sad that, when you hear about it. Or maybe you see we get the wrong impression. You see, we think, oh, they must have made a lot of money. They're in a lot of films.
Actually, I was just thinking, Ian, that if it isn't the carry-ons that I've seen a number of times on the TV, it'll be the buses films.
Oh, the buses films, yeah.
How many times I must have seen
Yeah.
Mutiny on the Buses, Holiday on the Buses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know Reg Varney ended up, didn't he, in some home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how old he was when he was actually doing those TV series of the buses. He was one of the oldest people on the actual in the actual show.
Yeah. It's interesting the way that we view certain actors and they ended up in these bad situations.
Yeah.
Benny Hill was on it. He was the one, wasn't he, that he didn't spend any money.
Well, he never spent any money. Richard O'Sullivan, I think, ended up in an actor's nursing home.
Yeah. Actually, I think he still might be alive.
Oh, he is. He's in an actor's nursing home.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there is certain charities, isn't there, that they have where they have these for ex actors and that who, in their older age, can go to.
Yeah.
Because it's that kind of profession. There's no stability. There's no great money in it. Only at a certain time of your career, and then it just goes. And if you spend it all, you're going to end up in poverty. It's how it goes. Because they must have earned over years on the buses, unless they didn't pay them that well. You'd have thought they would have earned good wages, wouldn't you? But perhaps ITV didn't pay them.
All I know is I mentioned the buses films because again that's a bank holiday thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched Man About House film, George and Mildred film that many times compared to the Carry-Ons and the buses films.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying, really. It's to me, it's when they've made several films and they just show them a repeat, repeat, repeat,
Yeah,
repeat, repeat. If it's a singular film like Man About the House, they don't show it that much.
yeah. And
They'll show it, Rising Damp, all of that.
I
But
think the other thing to remember is some of these contracts were not. They just paid them a fixed amount for the film, and there was no royalty payments.
yeah, that's
So
right.
they're not
I,
gonna
I remember. I mean, I must have seen the film about porridge
Yeah,
no end of times.
yeah,
But I still wouldn't say that I've seen the film Porridge as many times as I've seen the Buses films.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, what's the next statement?
I think they must have made a bit of money out of those Buses films. They
Oh
must-
yeah,
yeah. Um, and then it says, "I've heard good things about Brian and Charles." Si says, "Yeah, yeah, I think I'm right. Yes, Charles is the robot. I was right. Yes. I just remember seeing the poster of it. This film. Um, Slipknot says the Police Academy moves is hilarious, seen on TV so many times. Yeah, they are popular, aren't they? So I think the earlier,
it's amazing how many times I've seen the 7 Police Academy film box set on HMV for going for less than a tenner generally.
it is, yeah,
It crops up in so many sales. They must have no end of stock of that.
yeah.
Was,
I bet if you go on Music Magpie or one of those things, I bet it's very cheap. I bet you can
Oh yeah,
I bet you can get it for about $5 or something.
yeah.
Cheap, yeah. And then James says, Mindhorn, starring Julian Barrett, is an hilarious British comedy too. Mindhorn, I've not heard of that one. And then I love the Police Academy films. Yep, they are popular. Yeah.
I remember the first Steve Guttenberg ones. I don't remember too many things like Go to Moscow and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I did like the guy that used to do the sound effects.
Yeah.
But he was great.
So I said, Mindhorn is so much fun. Right. So Alpha Papa is a personal favourite. Oh yeah, Alan Partridge is one of my all-time favourites. He is with my TV shows. Definitely, I love his TV shows. Genius, Steve Coogan. And then we got Wee Bob out. Hello, Bob. Hi, gents. Just popping in to say hello, then heading to bed. Work at 6:30. Oh dear. So yeah. So see you on the weekend, Del. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to on your blog this week. If not all, the best wishes. The same here. Thank you.
I'm just glad anybody that comments. To be quite honest, it's really nice.
Yeah.
And Wee Bob, I missed his comment this week, but that didn't matter. I know that he works. It's one of those things where I just go, look, people have got a life. Can't expect them every week to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then Tony says, Reg Varney did live to a ripe old age.
He did.
I remember, yeah.
But I know he lived to a right old age because he was old when he was in it.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
He was supposed to be playing somebody that was in his 30s, but he was like 49 or something.
Yeah.
Like
that's why sometimes it looked a bit funny when they were chasing these really younger girls.
Yeah.
But that happened in comedy. That's how it was. A lot of these comedies. And then Si says, hi, Wee Bob. And then Tony says, hi, Bob. Si says, wasn't Reg Varney the first person in the UK to use a cash point? I remember seeing that advert they did. So, Bob, Wee Bob, Night All, if you haven't seen Obsession, it's worth a watch, as is Exit 8.
I've heard that Obsession is worth a watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something I'd look forward to watching. I've heard a lot of good things about that. Oh dear. Oh, Tony says here. Oh, yes. Richard Attenborough lived in a famous actor's retirement home. I forgot the name. I read he had a room next to his wife. And her brother lived in an adjacent room too. You have seen him in many. There we are. Continued. Sorry. Uh, Richard Attenborough films. You see him as a police detective in your recent watch. Oh yes, of Seance. Oh, Wet Afternoon, Ian. Yeah, I love that film. Oh dear. So, and I get Slipknot in. One of the funniest scenes in Police Academy 4 is with the Eye Tower as the voodoo priest, Tackleberry as the reanimated corpse, wearing the hockey cutting his way out of a body bag with a chainsaw. That just does sound daft, doesn't it?
That sounds like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sort of thing, isn't
it? Yeah, he said hockey mask. Yeah, Jason. Yeah. Tony Arts, Gerald Sim had to check extensive filmography. Ah, right, that's the name of the guy. Yeah, Gerald Sim. Slipknot. Yes, I love the scene in Police Academy 4. I even mentioned it on my 7 questions video recently. You're laughing, saying he's plugging again.
Marketing. Marketing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Whew. Slipknot, I can confirm Obsession is phenomenal. All right, that's brilliant. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah.
Everybody has had very positive things to say about it. Indy Navarrete is absolutely amazing in Obsession. You're making us even more want to watch it. Yeah. She deserves an Oscar nom.
Yeah.
Totally agree, Jamie. And I think we've reached the end nearly, have we? Oh no, we've still got a bit more. Horror. Slipknot says horror is typically ignored by the Academy Awards. It is. It doesn't often win.
Yeah, but it's like that's like comedy as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Sinners was one of the few that more recent times that got some more recognition. And then Tony says, "Good night, all, and thanks." Well, thank you, Tony.
Cheers, Tony.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much. You know, it's appreciated you coming in.
Thank you. Yeah. And then Sai says, Amy Madigan won for Weapons last year. Oh yes, she did. Yeah, yeah, she was rather scary. She played a very scary character. And then Good Night, Reprobates. Well, thank you, Jamie. Reprobates. Oh, we're not reprobates. Yeah. And then Slipknot says, see you all later. Thank you, Slipknot, for joining us.
Thank you, yeah.
And Sai says, Nighty Night Gang, and thanks for the movie chat, Ian and Delboy, and the obligatory shout out to Mrs. Dell. Thank you.
Yeah. And I always pass it on. Thank you very much, Si. It's very nice.
I think we are at the end now. That's fantastic. Yeah. We've made it through, and I'm absolutely. The fan doesn't appear to be working very well.
I can't wait to get that bloody air conditioning on. I can tell you that now.
Anyhow, thank you, everybody. We're back again, of course, as we are on Wednesday, and we'll be continuing now. I think there's no more reason why we won't be changing days. We'll be always on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody. We've really enjoyed it. And it's been really another hot one.
Oh, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
We've got through it. We're here. And thank you, every one of you that's watched, contributed, comments. Anybody that's just here, we really appreciate it every week. Me and Delboy, everyone coming in, and that's it really. And thank you, Delboy, as always, for being here. It's a real
No, it's me that says thank you, not the other bloody way round. I'll tell you.
Let's just do our farewells before I wish her on.
It's goodbye from me,
and it's goodbye from him.
Good night. But you know me, Frankie Howard, and the salute.
And all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye.
We going.